Barely on time, but on time. No, just barely on time. Welcome in, y'all. How are y'all? How's y'all day been? I was running around last minute. Things that I thought were going to be super easy to set up because I didn't previously test it. Of course, that came to bite me in the ass, and it was not easy to set up. Well, it wasn't hard. It was just, it wasn't the way that I thought it was going to be. So, yeah, it was a little finicky. You'll see it in a bit. It's not the best, but I mean it could be worse. It could be worse. I wonder if I can see if I have rotation set up on this. Okay, so in theory, I could do wait. Oh well, that's dumb. Can I do this? I can do that! Oh. It's crazy how much things change. I've just done answering the tells that went my way. Nice. Yeah, I think they put in a system to where like things go in no matter where you share your profile, because before I shared it I was getting some tells and I'm just like, I don't know, I don't think some of them are so generic, so I think they got bots on there and stuff doing it low-key. But you know, surely some of them are real. I know one of them that I saw that I had to take away. I know that one was real. But yeah, no, oh my gosh. But yeah, y'all excited? I get to answer questions. There's only like one that I well, aside from the one that I had to take away, there was only one that I have to like get in myself. What? Somebody commented on like the original video and they were like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to send it in, so I'll put it here. And I was like, you know what, I see it, I'll get it. Welcome in, Ilurks. Welcome in, Phyllis. Gotta make sure not to say Phyllis. Oh my gosh, how are y'all? How's y'all day been? Hope it's been going well, and if not, I hope it gets better. Look at that, someone coming in just on time, got a new tell right now. Oh my gosh, I do have the notifications on, so I'm like always making sure that I get them, you know? Ooh, I should get the other, I have a Bluetooth keyboard and I should hook it up to, because I'm gonna have to share it from my iPad, because I was trying to pull it up on the browser, right? Because originally it was just gonna be like a browser window and it was gonna be easy, and then the computer was like, no, that's not a thing that I can do, because it wouldn't let me sign in the correct way, because I guess they don't really have it set up for like computer users, and so it would not let me sign in, so yikes. I have a theory that if it says show sender hint, then it's a person, other than it's by an app, I guess. Ah, that would make sense. Yeah, because I've seen like quite a few and it's like, oh, you want to see who sent it? Pay me like $4.99. It's like, no, that's the whole point of the site, that they stay anonymous. Why am I gonna pay to see who sends it, you know? But yeah, that would make sense. Or it would be funny if like the only ones that they're charging to reveal their identity are the bots, and so it's like, we're not breaking any terms of service because these aren't real people. Oh my gosh, that would be funny. But yeah. Trying to make sure things are like actually set up. I stayed in bed for a little bit too long because I was very sleepy last night. Once again, sadly at school I won't be home till late at night today because it's Friday and there's a football game. Damn, imagine going to a football game. I actually went through the entirety of my school career without going to a football game because I don't understand football. So I was like, there's no point in me showing up to one of them and not understanding what's going on, you know? So yeah. Just in case, that's what I should have done. Ah, that would have been big brain. But I can do it now, I think. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send the Tellonym link to make things easier. And so in case any of y'all have any last minute questions, go ahead and submit them. Cause yeah, in case I run out of tells. Welcome in, Radioactive Penguin, how are you? I followed you on Duolingo. I didn't know that was a thing that you could do. But, oh, I could send it in and then I could pin it so that everyone can see it. Cause yeah, whenever I finish, I'm just gonna use the rest of the time to respond to YouTube comments, cause I am very backed up. If you've been commenting on my videos, I appreciate them. I do see them. It's just like, usually I'm like, oh man, I have like 17 more minutes to edit this video before I gotta turn in for the night because I have more stuff to set up for tomorrow. And so I haven't really been answering all my comments, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I want to catch up again, so I could use this as a day, an excuse to just be like, yeah, like you can see the process of me not commenting, but what's it called? Responding to comments. Because if anyone has ever commented, like even the most random thing, 9 times out of 10, I do. I do try and respond back. Just not recently. I think it's been like a good month since I did it. It's been really bad. Oh my god, it's even worse on TikTok. I haven't haven't really been responding. There's only like a couple. I think I maybe responded to like 6 in the past month. And it's literally like just because it's always like, oh, I'm about to head to bed, or oh, I gotta go eat, or it's always at like the most random times that I'm like, I can't. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it'll be crazy. It'll be crazy. I paprika cheers to the link to Centels. Ah, you're right. Let's see. I could go to my Twitter account where I have it pinned. That's a big brain. Okay. Whoops. Okay. There we go. Right there. Copy. And then remove. There we go. I can pin a retracted message. That's dope. I didn't know I could do that. There we go. And now pin this one. Big brain. Thank you, Phyllis. Phyllis. Oh my gosh. But yeah, there we go. It looks a little better now. Well, not a little better now. And not just looks. It's more effective now, I should say. But yeah. So funny thing is, whenever you do retract, retract messages in the chat, it still shows it in like the log right there. Not shows it, it will take it away, but it'll show whenever it popped up. So despite like, you know, wanting to be like, oh yeah, you know, you can take things off the internet. No, you can't. It's there forever. It is in fact there forever. It shows in the log, yeah, then it'll disappear. Exactly. So you're never really gone, no matter how hard you try. And on the one hand, that sounds like so like, haha, there's no way to escape. But on the other hand, it's like, well, I don't know. To me, at least, it's comforting because then there's always a proof of you having existed. And as far as what I'm gonna say with that, I'm just gonna say like, try and make it a good existence. Because like, I don't know. I've seen. Well, not a lot. I've been lucky enough to where the community that has gathered around me usually isn't bad. I think there's only been like 1 or 2 outliers, but they're more an exception to the rule than the actual standard. So I've been lucky enough to where I don't have to deal with it and stuff. But yeah, some of the things that I've seen on the internet, just in general, it's like, oh man, I need to be more careful on the internet. It's crazy. Let's move this way. Let me see if I can adjust it. Literally, there's just like a bunch of windows everywhere. Hold on. Let me see if I can get... Because I want to respond to them too. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going down under. Goodbye, y'all. I had a little Bluetooth keyboard that I dug up like a while ago. Oh, I'm gonna spam. There it goes. Whoops. That's pretty good. The funny thing is I haven't touched my iPad in like, I want to say a month. So, it was like dead. The reason I haven't touched it is just because I never have it charged whenever it's time to do the art streams. So I was like, there's no point in getting it. Where on earth? Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna disappear. Okay, I'm gonna walk away. Nobody start a fire or anything, okay? Let's see. Oh, there it is. It's on essentially my second desk, which is just my trash can behind me. But it has a lid, so it's not dirty. It just has like paper trash and stuff, so. Right there. There we go, I'm back. Nobody set anything on fire, right? You know, like in classes, whenever the teacher would do something and they'd be like, oh, I'm leaving this person in charge. I don't know about y'all, but I was always the one put in charge and I wasn't sure why, and it would just give me anxiety because I'm like, oh man, I don't don't like this responsibility. Oh man. Because it felt like then I was a teacher's pet, and I'm not a teacher's pet. Let's see if it'll connect. I know it can connect to anything. I really like it whenever you connect the Bluetooth keyboards and then it's like, it's like, type in this thing to prove that you're actually connected and stuff. It makes me feel like a spy or something. I swore you were. I was what? 4918. A teacher's pet? No. Well, a little, but not really. Like, not intentionally. I just did my work and they were like, see, why can't you all be good students like Paprika? And I was like, please don't put me on blast like this. I just don't want to have to do extra. Okay. Okay, it's working. Let's go. Yeah, I knew it. I just did my work. That doesn't count. I just did the bare minimum. I did the bare minimum in a class where it's like rare to do the bare minimum, so, you know. I just got brownie points for that. And then I realized that you can redeem brownie points with some teachers, not all of them, but for the most part, whenever you're like the student who doesn't cause a lot of problems, they let you play on your phone and stuff. And so I was always playing like on this big ass tablet that I had, and I'll just be playing like emulators and stuff of the N64 in class. Had headphones and I just like prop it up on my desk, like just completely unhidden. And the teachers, since you know they were always dealing with the other students who were actually causing issues, I never got told anything. And then whenever other students would bring it up, like, hey, why aren't you telling her anything about being on class? Just press me to see if there's anything. Okay, there's a concert that I want to go to, and the tickets might have sold out, which sucks because then I have to go to another place to go to the concert, because I want to go to the concert. That's that's not out of the question. But yeah. Oh, let me put that on mute before I do something. The fuck is that? Okay. I'm very distracted, as you can see. But it's fine. It's fine, right? It's fine. Right? It's fine. But yeah, no, there's a hack. You want to be on your phone, get good grades. They don't tell you anything. They never want to tell you anything if you don't cause problems, because they're scared that if they do tell you something, then you will start to cause problems, which you will. I can say from experience. Oh man, I don't encourage the harassment of teachers, because some of them don't deserve it. Teachers are lenient with good students, good incentive. To be honest, exactly. I had a friend who was like essentially in the same boat as me, to where she didn't cause any problems for the teachers, and so she would skip classes often, and she would just be like sitting out in the hallways and stuff, like not even hiding, right? Because normally whenever you're skipping classes, you're supposed to like hide from the teachers, or whenever you hear the principal coming, you're supposed to like move so that they don't see that, like, oh, why aren't you in class or anything. No, she would just sit there, and like all the teachers knew that she was like a very quiet kid, and so they never like questioned her or anything, and so she would just be sitting out in the hallways, you know, enjoying the school grounds, and nobody would tell her anything because they never had to tell her anything before. And so yeah, it's like being a double agent. It's awesome. I encourage arson. I don't. I don't, unless it's a bonfire certified with the local fire department. Because bonfires and fires in general can easily get out of hand. Don't trust kids with fires. They're like enamored with them, and I can say that from experience. One time I got my hand on a box of matches as a kid, and in the middle of the night I went outside of the house, and it was like in the backyard, so it wasn't like oh, I just went onto the street or something, but no, I lit one, and I was like, whoa, it's so cool, and then it got near my fingers, and I'm like, it's hot, and so I just like threw it to the floor, and then I panicked because I was like, what if they know that I threw it to the floor? And then I just ran inside without thinking about putting it out first. Luckily it was like a dirt patch, so you know, nothing caught on fire. But that is still very dangerous, so don't play with matches, guys. My teachers had low standards for pets that happen easily if you and did the bare minimum. Exactly. It's very easy to achieve that status. Not specifically in schools. Oh yeah, no, arson in schools I think is probably worse because there's a lot of people that can get hurt even if you don't intentionally mean for them to get hurt. Arson, yeah, for legal reasons. No. Oh my gosh, could you imagine if I turned around like, yeah, arson? No, no. What about at nighttime? The, it, you know, you should just always be careful with fire. It can very easily get out of hand. You know, my dad was telling me one time, we need to switch scenes in a little bit, but my dad was telling me one time back where he used to live in like this very, what's it called, like open field area. And so he would play in other people's like kind of yards. They had like farmland basically, right? And so he would play in other fields. And at one point, he kind of had like a similar story to me, except mine was in the middle of the night alone. Well, there were like, I think 2 of my cousins there, but they were both younger than me. And so, you know, we all panicked whenever it was like, oh my God, we should run. But he was with a group of his friends who were around the same age, and they were playing with fire, and then or no, it was fire and then fireworks, which is a bad combination around kids, especially unsupervised. And so they lit some, and then it shot at one of the kids, hit them. They all panicked because they knew that they were gonna get in trouble after the, you know, parents would realize, oh my God, you hurt this kid because y'all were playing with fireworks. Where did y'all get the fireworks from? So they scattered, and they left the kid there. The kid was fine. He like didn't get hurt too bad, but it caught the fields on fire, and the person who owned the fields, they were not too happy with that, and they caught the injured kid. So the injured kid took the brunt of the fall. My dad and many others escaped like unscathed. They were not punished for that, but all of the town still remembers it, or like, you know, the ones who were a part of that friend group, they remember it and stuff. And so it's just like, they're telling me that like, yeah, you know, we caught this field on fire, and you know, we left a kid there because he was injured, but we were scared that we were gonna get in trouble, so we just left him there. And I'm like, that's dangerous. That's really dangerous. We live in different times. It's crazy. My brother and I used to put hand sanitizer on our hands, light it on fire, and throw the blue fire at each other. Your dad's good. Oh my God, my dad has wild stories, but throwing blue fire is not one of them. And I'm kind of glad it's not. Oh my gosh. I'm surprised y'all don't look like Prince Zuko or something. That is dangerous. What the heck? I know my brother showed me before that like you can make a flamethrower with any like aerosol spray. And enough audacity. Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, that's you know, mess with fire safely, please. Know how to use a fire extinguisher, please. We were safe. I have reason to believe you're lying. Alright, let's go ahead and get it. Next gen gig, the old Axe body spray ant killer. Yeah, they were torched. They never stood a chance. Be careful with aerosol spray, it could backfire and explode. If you put the lighter too close to it, it'll catch the stuff inside the spray on fire, and then it explodes, and that's not fun. If you ever had one of those little, what's it called? We call them cuetas, but I guess they're just like, they also used to be called black cats, but I don't know, the little like firecrackers, right? I think that's what they're called. If you held them in your fingers and then they popped, it's not a pleasant experience. So it's like similar, but bigger and way more deadly. So don't do that. Be safe, y'all. Be safe. All right, let's go ahead and get this started. I have the keyboard connected. I have the things connected. So let's go. Let's start from the bottom, and then we'll just work our way up. Let's see. Oh, there we go. What's your favorite car brand? What do you like about it? Honestly, I'm not a big car person, so I only know like just a few different car brands and stuff, like Nissan, Honda, Volkswagen, like just very generic ones, and even then I don't know much about it, which is a surprise, right? I know I look like a total auto mechanic here. But yeah, I think if I would have to say any, it would be Dodge, and that's just because back whenever I was a kid, we used to scrapbook, or I would scrapbook with my older brother, and we would get these car magazines, and I would always cut out pictures of Dodge Chargers, and like, what are they called? Dodge Chargers, and the other one, Dodge Rams, I think, I don't know, but those cars, because I thought they're, Challengers, Dodge Challengers, that's what they're called, because I thought they looked cool. Dodge, because I liked to scrap when I was a young when I was a kid. I keep wanting to use the mouse, but I'm on my iPad, so I can't. And would always cut out, dodge, chargers and challengers. Yeah, good times. We got so much glue everywhere. Welcome in, Monster. How are you? There we go. No thanks. I don't need the notifications on this one. Okay, that one's good. Why do you look so good? Honestly, I'm not sure. At first I was gonna, be kind of funny and be like, oh, well, I get plenty of beauty sleep. And then I was gonna say, I moisturize my skin, but I don't. It's not good. I need to get on that type of, skincare or something. Because if not, it can really affect you, years later. So I'm just gonna put, hopes and dreams. Because other than that, I don't know how I maintain such a nice appearance. I just brush my hair and that's it. I just brush my hair and hope for the best. There we go. Do you game? Yes, I do. I'm not very good at it, but I do. I like a lot more puzzle games despite sucking at I suck pretty unanimously, I think. So it's I don't think I'm really skilled at anything. I'm decent at Mario Kart, but what do those skills, do they apply to anything else, And so yeah. You were blessed by the gods, exactly. My mom's making corn for me. Yo, is it elote entero? Or, what's it called? What's it called? Street corn. Street corn. Is it like that, or is it, what type of corn? I think is the proper question. Puzzle games? Yeah. I suck at them, but I still like it because whenever I do figure out, and sometimes it takes me a while, so bear with me sometimes, but whenever I do finally get the answers, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so smart, this is amazing, And so yeah, yes. I suck at, I was gonna say, I suck at FPS. That's my go-to statement, because I do. It's embarrassing. My brother, so many times, he's seen that I'm, interested in games, and he knew that I was pursuing a game design career. Thank you for the subscription! Oh my gosh, but... he saw that I was interested in that, and he's like, come play, Modern Warfare with me and stuff like that. I want you to hop on our team, because my team sucks. And, I want someone who I can, tell how to get better. And I was like, okay, and it would just give me so much anxiety, because he was like, that way, left. No, go this way, do that. And it's like, you're giving me anxiety. And I could never aim. I don't have good reaction timing. I suck at most, especially FPS. But my favorite genre is, puzzle games, because, I don't know, I strain myself less mentally. Or I'm gonna put they give me less anxiety, because they give me less anxiety. And it feels fulfilling to succeed at. It's the same thing as coding, or it's in the same boat as coding to me. It's hard, but it does it makes me feel good about myself, because then I'm like, I did it. How to recognize men who are assholes? That's a good question. I think you use the same strategies as anyone. Just be on the lookout for things. I know one thing that annoys me the most, and this was not even just being related to being online, but just in general. I've met people who did this in real life, and it was they wouldn't care about what you had to say. They would just say stuff. They'd be like, oh man, what do you think about this? And I'd be like, oh, well, I think this isn't it. Yeah, I know, right? Because this is that. And they wouldn't let you talk. And it wasn't that they were talking over you. They just did not listen, because there are some people who talk over you but they still listen. But I could literally not answer and just nod, and she could carry the whole conversation by herself, and it annoyed me so much. So what I started doing, and here's my recommendation, maybe it's not the best as a person to do, and it wasn't harmful or anything, and you'll see right now, all I did was I would just like ignore her the same way that she would. Because the thing is, she would start all the conversations. So whenever I would try and start conversations about stuff that I was interested in or stuff that I wanted to discuss, she would just kind of ignore me. So I'd be like, oh man, how do you feel about this chip brand? Because like I really like it. And I want to know what's your favorite flavor, right? Something like that. Something so generic, so neutral. And she would just kind of like ignore me. And I'd be like, hey, are you listening? And she's like, oh, sorry, what? Every time. Like, I'm not a mean person. I wasn't there, like, you know, trying to fight her or anything. But she considered us friends, and then she did that to me. And I was like, okay, all right, we're not friends. So I started doing that to her. You know, treat people the way you want to be treated. And if she was treating me that way, it's within my right for me to treat her the exact same way. So that's what I started doing. And then we naturally drifted apart. Because I don't think that, like, was worth... Because if we had a good friendship beforehand and then it became that, it would have been worth my time to actually be like, hey, what's going on? I've noticed you're ignoring me. It's, you know, hurting my feelings. And so how can we, like, you know, work through this together? Because I want to stay friends. But she did not show that interest in me. So I'm not going to put in that time and effort for someone who doesn't show interest in me like that, you know? And so that's what I recommend. Just be on the lookout for things like that. Because people will treat you the way that they... or the way that they should be treated. And so if they're treating you like ass, don't be afraid to treat them like ass too, because it's only fair. You know, we learned this whenever we're growing up, so that's what I recommend. Exactly, Phyllis. See, my reaction is to go Phyllis, but it's Phyllis. But yeah, I think it's important to watch out for people in general who don't have your best interest at heart. And then what else? So, me personally, I apply the method of treating others the way you want to be treated. Look at me type. I'm not even messing up. Be like, puzzle games, have you seen the game Pause to Play? No, I haven't. That sounds interesting though. Jiddle. Let's see. That is the way you want to be treated. So if you did the same actions they do to you and would consider it rude, you may have a not so nice person in your midst. Why whenever I say it like that does it sound like I'm telling the future, like you may or may not have a not so nice person in your midst? Let's see, things important to watch out for people in general who don't have your best interests at heart. Oh, and then it's important to say like, and don't care about you as a person. And don't care about you, or who don't have an interest in you as a person. And who don't have an interest in you as a person. There we go. For example, the method of treating others the way you want to be treated. So if you did the same actions they do to you and we consider it rude, you may not have a nice person in your midst. There we go. Hopefully I used the right URL. Oracle Paprika. Exactly. Y'all don't know, but I can actually... No, I can't. I can't tell the future. I'm not even going to try and lie. The future scares me. Also another puzzle game out there called There Is No Game. I saw like a little bit of that. I'd seen Markiplier play it at one point. I don't remember it. So... Because, like, the thing is, if I watch a playthrough of something, and then I want to play it, I feel like I have to wait till I forget what happens in the game. So, since it's been a hot minute since I've seen it, I may be able to play it so that I don't have to, like, spoil it for myself. How do you feel if your partner goes partying all the time? Honestly, I'm just not a big party person, and here's, like, a fun little story attached to that. So, like... In general, I've just never been like, ooh, yeah, let me go out, let me meet a whole bunch of new people. Like, I like meeting new people, but I like it whenever the meetings are meaningful to where we get to know each other as a person and not just like there is... Okay, so like, when I go to a concert, I'm in the midst of many, many people who have, you know, obviously like similar taste to mine, to where we ended up in the same place to enjoy the same thing, right? But I don't leave the concert having met people. I leave the concert having experienced that, you know, we have things in common with people that we don't even know, but it stays to where they're anonymous people. I don't know who they are at the end of the concert. And I think that, you know, just shows how I am. So I don't go to parties a lot. So I personally wouldn't enjoy it that much. And then like literally a couple of weeks ago, I went with my dad out, right? Because he was like, oh, like come out with me to like this boardwalk place, and then like, you know, just enjoy it. You need to get out more. You stay indoor a lot. So like come, you know, take a walk and everything. Just forget. Okay, Pepper. Yeah, okay, I'll try. You know, you would think I'd be better at it, having not being able to remember a lot, but I do struggle. I do struggle to forget, especially when like things are interesting and stuff, because then they stick around in my head a lot more. But he was like, come outside, you know, enjoy your walk. So I was like, okay, and so I went. And the last time that I went, we left like relatively early when the sun was like starting to set. And like that's around the time that I want to go home, because like the nightlife isn't really for me unless I'm with really, really close friends, in which case we enjoy each other's company, not necessarily being around people that we don't know, you know? And so I was with my dad, and it was like kind of this like dance party thingy. It wasn't a club, but it was like a public space, and there was a live band, and so people were dancing and everything. And like then the sun set, and then it was just dark, and I was just like on my phone doodling, and my dad was like, see, this is what you need to come out and experience a lot more often. Like this helps refresh your brain and stuff. And I was sitting there, and I was so bored, and it was hot, and I wanted to go home, and I was like, I'm not a party person. So yeah, it was this weird moment, because I always thought like, oh, you know, under the right circumstances, surely I'll actually be a party person. No. No, and don't be afraid to acknowledge that you're not a party person. Also, welcome in, Nuru. How are you? How's your day been? Hope it's been good, and if not, I hope it gets better. If your partner goes partying all the time, I mean, if they like to party, because here's the thing, this isn't about what I like whenever it comes to a partner. It comes to like me wanting them to be happy to an extent. You know, like of course I'm not gonna be like, go be with another person, right, if they're my partner. Assuming it's a partner in that way, right? I'm good. Sorry, it's been a hot minute. Yeah, no worries, no worries. It's okay, it's okay. I am always here. There we go. Oh, I gotta adjust myself. Give me 1 second. There we go. I wouldn't feel too hurt unless they wouldn't want to hang out with me in things that I'm actually interested in. So if they like all the time were like, oh, come on, let's go partying, let's go dancing, and I'm like, no, you know that I get anxious whenever I'm in, you know, like big crowds and stuff, and I don't socialize too much, so I don't enjoy that. But how about we go to a cafe together? How about we enjoy a nice little walk at the park? And they're like, no, that's boring, and then they constantly do that. Then I'll start to feel hurt, you know? Because it, like, I don't mind going to a couple of their parties if they don't mind, you know, enjoying activities that I like too. It's about essentially not compromise, but meeting in the middle and learning to enjoy each other's company, you know? I think that's the main thing. 2 days until my birthday? Yo, nice. Damn. 102, nice, nice. A lot of doubloons. Let's see. Partying all the time. Compromise with your partner, yeah, it's to a relationship. Exactly. There was like this scene from Steven Universe where it was like, y'all aren't two halves of a whole, rather two people who help each other stand. And I think that's very important to keep in mind in relationships. Basically balance. Exactly. I wouldn't feel bad just by that, but if they always preferred going out and never showed interest in activities I liked, then it would be an issue to discuss. I like how like I say all this and then I have to like go and format it to sound like, I don't know, I feel semi-professional. Let's see, I wouldn't feel bad just by that, but if they always prefer, whoa. Prefer How do you spell? Wow, that's not backspace. I'm too used to being on my keyboard or the computer. I never showed interest in activities I like, then it would be an issue to discuss. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. How do people get doubloons? You can hit exclamation point doubloons, and then it will randomly give you an amount of doubloons. What do you think about people who get plastic surgery? Honestly, like, just whatever makes you happy. I mean, it's your money. So I don't really have much of an opinion on that, you know, because I feel it's important to understand who you are, and what you want yourself to be, not necessarily known for, but like what you want to find important about yourself. If it's, you know, your characteristics and habits and like morals like that, then, you know, that's your thing. If it's how you look and how you present yourself, then that's your thing. And for some people, it is a lot more about appearance. I won't say appearance don't play into opinions of people whenever you're making first impressions. They are a lot more important than I would like them to be. But, like, at the end of the day, it's up to you. You know, it's your body. It's, you know, it's up to you. So yeah, I can't really say much. 130, nice. Damn, y'all are like balling. The doubloon economy is collapsing. Oh my god, 145. Oh my gosh. I think at the end of the day, it's important to recognize what is important about yourself to yourself and what you want to prioritize. There we go. I'm like spelling it in my head as I say it. Let's see. Oh, 6 doubloons. Oh no. Oh no, the bubble has burst. What is it called? Deflation? Inflation? I don't know. Oh man, the economy is hurting now. Let's see. What you want to prioritize. So really it's as important as so really your appearance is as important as you make it. Your appearance can be as important as you make it. Yeah, I think that's that answers the question. The economy has collapsed. I got the end of the balloons job. Now it's 50 doubloons for a glass of water. Man, inflation even got the doubloon economy. How are you if you're being honest? Let's see. Honestly, I think I'm good. Honestly, I think I'm good. And let me elaborate. So, there have been times where it's like, I feel like I need to work harder, I need to push this harder, or like, you know, like, I need to get better at this, I need to work on this, you know, I'm constantly thinking of ways to improve and stuff, even if it may not show on days, and there's sometimes where I feel like you can tell, like, on stream that, that, like, there's a lot more in my brain than I can really, like, say out loud, but, like, I enjoy this, and that's the thing that keeps me coming back, because there have been days where I'm like, you know, I don't think anybody would notice if I just didn't go live, and there have been like a couple times where I just kind of like jokingly say to myself like, you know, if I just stopped posting, it would take like maybe 3 days for people to be like, oh that's weird, it froze. It would be really funny. Oh, chat broke. No. Oh my gosh, I was just saying that, like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if this happened? Give me 1 second, let me get that back up. See, I now have a way to do it. The thing is, I'm learning how to... Oh, wait, it's... Is it this one? Should be that one. Unless it's not? There it goes. Yeah, and then I just zoom in right here. Oops. Oh, well, that would explain a lot. It's the wrong keyboard. There we go. But yeah, there's sometimes where I'm just like, you know, like things wouldn't really change if I just like didn't do this. But it's not true. I affect some people even if it's not a lot. And now my throat hurts. And I have no water bottle. Oh. Okay, give me like 2 seconds. I'm gonna go get a water bottle because my throat like genuinely hurts. And I will clarify this more, and guys, don't worry, I'm fine. I will be right back. There we go. I have like 2 empty water bottles right by my desk, but... Oh, wait, there's another one right here. Sweet. I forgot I had 3. Let's go. It's funny how things break sometimes just at the right time. Or it feels like the right time. Because it's just like, oh, you're joking about this. Boom, I break. You have an imposter, Paprika. Always has a water bottle? Yeah. Oh my gosh. How'd you know I was filling in? Nah. But, there are days where, like, I do overthink it a little bit, and I'm just like, you know, I definitely need to get better. I have a lot more to work on, and there's so much to do, and I feel like it's not really that big of a deal to where I feel like I'm putting too much importance into it. But this is something that's important to me. It's something that I want to do for as long as I can. So, oof, got like a burp or a hiccup, I can't tell. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I keep seeing myself succeed despite how hard sometimes things are, and like I'm almost convinced sometimes where it's like there's no way that I'm going to be able to succeed at this thing. I still managed to do it. I still managed to pull it off. So, you know, like I have to be proud of myself of the little things that I can achieve and the things that even I've surprised myself at achieving. And so yeah, just coming to terms with that really has put a lot of it into perspective. So on days where I'm like, you know, this doesn't matter, no one's gonna care, it's like, but still you're showing yourself how far you came, because that was the biggest thing that led me to start in the very first place, because it's very easy to be like, you know, like I'll start tomorrow because I want the first thing to be perfect, but I knew that a part of it was just going to be a learning process. So so it was just like learning to start and then figuring it out as you go and just seeing how far you yourself can get. It's taught me a lot. It has Cool, the stream on I don't know what to ask since I'm already too direct, might just watch. Feel free to send anything, you know, the link's right there, and you know, anything. I've answered stuff like, what's my favorite car brand? Which, if you're wondering, it's Dodge, because that's like they make cool ones with the Challengers and the Chargers, so so that's my favorite car brand. Dodge sponsor me. Oh my gosh. Let's see. I have had the opportunity to learn a lot about what I am capable of, and it's led me to definitely be more proud of what I can and have achieved. So that really helps me get through rough nights. So yeah, I'm good. Cause yeah, you know, like even y'all wouldn't, not to be like, oh, you know, this is all thanks to me, but we wouldn't be here. None of us. Not me, not you, not, you know, the FBI watching us, watching the stream. I see you, FBI, even if you don't count as a viewer, I appreciate you. It wouldn't be possible if I, you know, like, didn't decide one day, hey, what if I became a VTuber? Let me, you know, post these random stories. Let me start live streaming on YouTube. Let me do this. Let me do that. None of it would be possible if I didn't, you know, first think, you know what, screw it, let me do it. And so yeah, and the fact that there are results to show that, like, look, you did something and it caused something, you know, and it's something that I consider positive, because you guys are here and you're like, yeah, you know, this is awesome, this is great, and y'all laugh along with me. I was gonna say, like, yeah, cry along with me, but I would hope that I didn't make y'all cry too often. But yeah, you know, we're all here because of a random series of events. And I just think that's neat, you know? So I think at the end of the day I'm good. Because that in and of itself, being able to say that, it makes me happy. Pep, I need to go. Be safe. Eat your fruit and vegetables, drink your milk, and don't talk to strangers. Exactly, exactly. Or at least try and use your best judgment. Bye, monster. Let's see. Would you give your partner your phone code? I mean, I say yeah. I don't I don't have much to hide, and everything that I do hide, it's not like it's not because it's bad, it's just because it's embarrassing. Like, you found out that I lock my manga library. Well, it's because there are just some things that I don't want to openly discuss. If you would like to, we can discuss it, but like, just mentally prepare yourself. There was a reason why I hid it away. I bless the YouTube algorithm gods for being recommended to you. Oh, I appreciate it. I'm glad too that the algorithm allowed you to be here today. My throat just got this like pinch in it. I don't know if y'all know what I mean, but it feels like you got a cut in your throat whenever you talk too much, and it's just like, it hurts. But yeah, I'm glad all of y'all are here today. I don't know how better I can phrase that. But yeah. I would say yeah, or no, or at least I wouldn't mind. I don't really hide much. There we go. I know exactly what you're talking about, Paprika. Yeah, they're just like, I mean, if they ask, I won't be afraid to tell them, but I'll be like, there was a reason why I didn't bring it up, because I figured this wasn't the type of content that you wanted to know about, you know? And so, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I will say something like I know what Dick Fight Island is. I never read it, but I know what it is. And I've stumbled across it multiple times, and I'm able to recognize it, so... You know, stuff like that. That's the things that I hide, but it's not really because I'm like, oh, no one must know. Like, I will tell y'all. But I just feel like it has to have the right time and place to be told, you know? You know? And it's just really, really rare to find those right times and places. Thoughts on smoking? I'm not a huge fan myself, just because some experiences that I've had where it's definitely left a sour taste in my mouth, but I'm not gonna hold it against people who do enjoy it. I do recognize that sometimes people, and not all of them, right, have like not necessarily a uncontrolled, like to where they don't control it. It's like unintentional that they end up in that and stuff, so I recognize they're not a bad person for doing that. Because I've met plenty of like really, really cool people that I admire, who I consider friends, who do smoke and stuff. But it's just not something for me, and a big part of it for me is like me being able to tell them, look, I will never be doing this, so if you peer pressure me at all, I'm not going to consider you a friend, because I'm setting it very clear that like, hey, I'm not comfortable doing this myself. You can do it, I don't mind, just, you know, be safe about it and stuff. But yeah, I will not be participating, and don't hold that against me, because if you hold that against me, then it's just showing me that, like, I don't know, for me that's a red flag if they're like, oh man, that's not right of you to not do it, everybody's supposed to do it. Like, no, that's not right. That's not a right way to act. Let's see, so, I don't, let's see, personally enjoy it, but I don't hold it against others who do. It's like having different music tastes. Because it's like, it's somewhat harmless. There is like, I know there are some substances where like they do affect you a lot more than people like to acknowledge. So I just say as long as they do it responsibly, it's not that bad. As long as you enjoy responsibly. Yeah, I think that's how you spell responsibly. There we go. Let's see. What do you need to hear from someone right now? I don't think necessarily someone, rather something, and like, just, I want an opportunity to become available to me. And I won't say what specifically because I feel like that. Oh man, my computer has really been being weird recently. That's like the second time that my monitor just kind of like goes black for a second. And then chat broke too. Oh, it's a little concerning now that I'm thinking about it. I definitely need to double check that everything's not gonna break or anything. That I don't want to go through that again. But let's see. Cause like, if that opportunity does present itself, it's something that would help me achieve like a goal that I really want to pursue. And so it's very important to me, and then I'll be able to like show it to people who I care about and be like, look, like, because you know, it's kind of hard to show people who care about you and, you know, who want you to be like not struggling and stuff. Because okay, here's a little bit of spoilers, right? Not spoilers, but you know, let me get real with you. My dad, you know, he didn't grow up with much. He grew up in El Rancho, and so they had farmlands. They were an agricultural family, but they weren't exactly well off. And so everything that he's achieved with his own two hands. And so being a first generation, which if you don't know what that is, it's that like my parents, you know, they weren't like, oh look, they went through school and, you know, they got all their education. Like, no, they didn't have those opportunities presented to them. So being someone who had those opportunities, it's hard to not achieve. And there, you know, you'll see plenty of media where it's like, you know, it's important to prioritize your happiness, and that's what I'm trying to do here. But it's it can be hard to like convince them sometimes because it's not a traditional route, you know. And so they worry sometimes where it's like, we don't want you to kind of end up stuck in the same place as us, and we don't want you to be, you know, wasting time not doing anything. So, you know, I've shown them multiple times, and my dad especially has seen it. It's like, I am trying towards something. I'm not just like sitting around at home playing games. You know, I'm working. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. And it was funny because the other day I was like doing some calculations, and I was like, I don't know, I feel like I'm lazy. But like, just putting this in perspective, right? If anyone is ever interested in doing this, let me break down some numbers for you. I stream 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, right? Sometimes 6, but like pretty regularly 5, right? So that's 3 times 5. That's 15 already in 1 week, right? 15 hours in 1 week. And that's not including the videos. I put out videos daily. I spend around 3 hours on them usually per video, and the video is like 1 minute. So like, I'm just kind of bad at editing and I get distracted a lot, but you know, like I feel like I make decent enough content to reflect the amount of time that I put into it. Paprika alert dropped? I mean, yeah, kind of. So like, let's see, I do like 6 videos per week, and then let's say one of them didn't take me as long, or like sometimes I do them in 2 hours. So let's take away 6 hours, and then it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, take away 6 hours, that's 12. So that's 12 on top of the 15, right? So that's what, 27 hours. And that's just with the videos and the, video editing and then the live streams. And that's not including the recording, which I'll say, you know, just 2 hours. So that's what, I was at 27, right? Yeah, 27, so that's 29. So it's almost like 30 hours. And then stuff like setting up streams, reaching out to people, making thumbnails, making art, planning content, you know, finishing stuff like the Lego dog off stream. Technically, you know, in company terms, if I were part of a company, it would count as like time actually working. And so let's add an additional 4 hours. That's around 34 hours. And you know, all that you really can sum it up as in terms of like showing what you've been doing is just you playing games on the internet and, you know, being this like anime girl and stuff. So like, it does take time. Everything does take time. And so to show that to people and be like, look, I'm not just goofing off, I promise. I'm joining from school. Welcome in next. How are you? Hope your day's been going well. And if not, I hope it gets better. But yeah, So if I were to have that opportunity presented to me, then I'd be able to show like, look, this is what all that work paid off to. Because right now it's just like, it's just work on my own shoulders that they're like, well, you're putting yourself through this, you know? There's other routes that you can go to get paid and stuff. But it's like, no, this is something that I want to achieve. And so showing them that it's just like, this is something that I can do, I swear. And then being able to prove that, you know, that's the main thing. And so yeah, that opportunity, if I were to ever get presented it, would be like a way to show them, you know? Don't know if it means much, but from my point of view, I think you're very well equipped in so many different ways for doing this kind of thing. It's very easy to, I find it very easy to cheer for your success. Oh, I appreciate that, Lorelia. Thank you. Yeah. It's rough sometimes, because sometimes it it's very easy to convince myself like, I'm just mediocre. And so stuff like that, you know, y'all have like, I'm not paying y'all, you know. It would be one thing to be like, these are paid actors, and you know, they're scripted to say that, but it's another thing for people who don't know me, who don't know stuff like, you know, what I've been through and stuff, or you know, have another reason to root for me, and just like come in and be like, yeah, you know, I believe in you. That is what keeps me here. Yeah, it means a lot. It really, really does. I appreciate it. Playing games and being an anime girl online sounds like the best job. It does, until like you're bad at a game and then you're like, how can I consider this a job? I'm so bad at my job. It feels like that sometimes. But yeah, it's still fun. There's always another stream to, you know, succeed on or fail at, and at the very least, hopefully, laugh about. So like that's the main thing. It's very fun. Let's see, what do you need here? So I need, or would like, an opportunity presented to me to allow myself to show to those I care about the fruits of all my efforts. Because like, it's not necessarily about just making them proud, it's about kind of showing myself too. Once I have that, like, that way to show them, like, look, this is what I made with my own two hands, it'll, I don't know, it'll be a lot for me, you know? Oh, Rika, did you know there's a job to burp, I think, of baby tigers? I'm not sure which cat animal. Ah, for real? Oh, that is so cool. I wonder if it's like the same people who have to like work in the zoos and stuff. I like I remember when I was younger, for a brief second, I was like, I want to work at the zoo and, you know, be able to interact with all the animals, because it looked really fun. But then I learned that you need a zoology degree and stuff like that, and I'm like, science, never mind. But that is really cool. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Presented to me to allow myself to show those I care about the fruits of all my effort. It would not only make them proud, but myself proud, to be able to show what I can achieve. There we go. Let's see, what gave you the ideal for the hair? Absolutely love the long hair going from white, gray to pink. So so this one's fun. So like, let me duck down a little bit. So you'll see the top of the head starts gray, and then it goes to white, and then it goes to pink, right? So one of my biggest inspirations in terms of like content creation was Technoblade, because like I follow their content a lot. It was really funny. So they were characterized a lot with like red eyes and pink hair, and you know, if you notice, there's a little bit of similarities. It was a design trait that I liked a lot. And like, I have a friend who was also like, you know, a big fan of him, and I've seen quite a few people online agree, like, he kind of made it to where pink was a more acceptable color, because there's like a lot of memories that me personally I have where it's like, I don't want to be associated with pink. But then once I started associating him with the color pink, it didn't make it as like a thing that I wanted to avoid as much. And so, you know, I liked it. I thought it was cute, and it felt okay to like it. And so, yeah, you know, that's how I got the pink hair. But I didn't like just the pink itself, because like another thing that I liked were like this cool character design whenever, like, usually a character is revived or something, and they have a white streak in their hair. I thought that was like really, really cool. And so I wanted like a white streak somewhere. And so I decided to go with like this look. And if you kind of look in the back, it does like, it does extend out to like the mane in the back. So it serves as like a good contrast too with the red, the white, and the kind of like dark gray or blacks and stuff. And then the black is just like a good general look. And then also one of the things that I wanted to achieve in my design and stuff was being able to be portrayed monochromatically. And it's not like perfect because, you know, the red and the and the pink aren't exactly achievable in black and white, but the rest of my design is actually achievable using just like a monotone color. And so yeah. Because yeah, you know, like I like those sketchy art styles where it's just like that and some hatch coloring and stuff. Because, you know, I'm an artist, so like I know whenever you're able to achieve that without the use of colors as much, it means it's a strong design. And so that was like a priority for me. And so yeah, that's where it came from. It was from a couple cool characters that I saw, and then me like assembling it together to be like, I want to be able to be drawn fairly easily. So that not only I could draw myself, but other people could also draw me. The back of my throat hurts so much. Not a lot, but like, it almost feels like there's a rusty nail in the top back right of my throat, which isn't great. Let me tell you, it's not a great feeling. So for the white to gray design, it was actually a couple, whoop, that's not how you spell couple of characters who, it was actually I'm gonna put design of a couple of characters who, let's see, got revived. Like a prime example of that is the Red Hood, which is Timothy, I forget the name now. It's been a hot minute, but I used to be a bigger fan of the Bat family and stuff. And so like I liked listening. Jason Todd, that's what it is, not Timothy. Jason Todd, the Red Hood. And like he has like a white streak in his hair, and I think it's cool, you know, it's a cool look. I don't know why. Got revived. And then for example, Jason Todd from the Batman comics. Let's see. And the pink came from one of my favorite content creators who I admired, Technoblade. Oh, it's so weird that it like separates it. Who was characterized with pink hair commonly. There we go. There we go. Have you tried honey and water? Oh, I haven't. Voice actors use that. Can also use cough drops, short term, but numbing stuff can also risk damaging if you don't pace yourself. Ah, that, I may have to look into that, yeah. Because, yeah, all I do is I cover my throat whenever I go to sleep, because I sometimes sleep under the air vent. And so I know that, like, having a cold throat is bad and stuff. That's why they drink, like, warm tea and stuff. And so I've kind of, like, minimized the amount of cold water that I drink. And I make sure to, like, cover myself, or especially my neck, properly whenever I go to bed. So, yeah. There we go, something weird. This one, the only reason I didn't clear it out is because it made me laugh for a solid 10 minutes, because the video that I put for, you know, to let people know, like, hey, I want to do this. I was like, don't put anything weird. And then sure enough, something weird. So I saved this just for today. There we go. Post something weird. Oh my gosh. What's your favorite non-anime show or movie? Ooh, that's a good one. Let's see. Oh, it's my radioactive penguin. Look, radioactive penguin. Free shout out. Oh, there's multiple. Okay, let's see. If you woke up one morning and you were turned into a kitchen utensil / appliance, what would you be? I feel like I would be a spatula. And I can't really explain why, but like my first thought was a blender, but I don't feel violent enough to be a blender. And another thought was a knife, but I don't feel like sharp enough. And now that I'm saying that, it feels like, oh, I'm not smart, but that's not what I was saying. It's just really I don't feel sharp. Like I don't feel like I'd be a sharp utensil, so that rules out fork. Spoon, like I'm not that like one use case type, you know? A spork, who has a spork in their kitchen? How about a spatula? You know, a spatula is like pretty, at least from what I've seen, whenever my dad cooks, he uses spatulas for a lot of things, and then I use it whenever I bake too. So it's a pretty wide use thing, but even then it's like limited into what it can be used, and so I feel like I identify with that a lot. So I'd be a spatula. Being the sharpest tool in the shed. Like this. Yeah. Well, not really. Like, just, I feel sharp as in, or like, I was thinking of sharp as in like aggressiveness, or being able to be like, oh man, how dare you, you know, very like quick to be like a chihuahua, you know? Or they like, you say something and you're like, hey, you know, just immediately like, they will turn and point at you and be like, don't do that. Because you gotta be very careful with a knife, you know? Because, you know, knife safety and all that, and like, my dad has come home before with like cuts and stuff from improper use of a knife, and it's just like, even him who preaches knife safety back and forth can get hurt. And so I don't feel like I'm that much of a threat, more so. I think that was the proper way to word it. Useful in many ways, but still not not seemingly versatile. There we go. And then, do you watch anime? If so, what's your, I'm assuming, favorite anime or anime movie? Favorite anime right now, honestly, nothing can top Odd Taxi for me right now, because it has such a like big twist. Odd Taxi is my favorite series. As far as movie goes, my favorite is Boy and the Beast, because I love a good like mentor film where it's like, look, I'll teach you how to get stronger and stuff, and just like them growing together. I freaking love that so much. so yeah, you know, I have to I have to say that. As for, also, it's like very beautifully animated, and it always like gets me so emotional at the end. I can't spoil it. I highly recommend watching it if you haven't, but like, it always makes me cry towards the end, because it's just like they're together, but they're not, but they're together, and it's just like, and you'll see what I mean, because even that doesn't really spoil it, because it's just such a like not common thing that happened. As for movie, I'd say The Boy and the Beast. I think it's like by let me see if I spell this right. Mamoru Hosoda. I think it's that. I could be wrong. I think. I'm sure that's who it's made by, but I'm not sure if that's how you spell it. And then, what's your favorite non-anime show or movie? I don't watch a lot of like real life content, because I don't know, if the acting isn't done like well enough, it just doesn't appeal to me. So let's see. I have to think first of like any real life ones. See, like, I was gonna say Alvin and the Chipmunks, because like, I don't know, I just like, I think it's goofy and it's funny and I like it, but does that count as a real life movie, you know? Because it has CGI and stuff. But I'm gonna assume it's not. Let's see, real life movies. Oh, TV show. I got one. So I really like Modern Family. It's funny and I love a good comedy. Funny and I love a good comedy. And you know, instructions not included. That one's a really good one. It made me tear up like a couple of times, but it's really, really good. Let's see. Oh, it also says non-anime, not necessarily real life, so it could be animated too. Let's see. For movies, instructions not included is a good IRL movie that makes me cry, and Elementals is a good animated one, because that one's non-anime, but it is animated. I haven't seen Odd Taxi, but it will be going on my list. I highly, highly recommend it, and then let me know what you thought about the ending whenever you do watch it, because oh my god, I felt like that meme of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened whenever the ending was revealed, because it was just like, it literally catches you so off guard. This is a good question for sure. For sure. Let's see, I need to move it a little bit up. Let's see, iPad, let's unlock it. Move it just a tiny bit up so that y'all can see the rest of it. There we go. It's a good animated movie that also makes me cry. I consider it a good movie if it makes me cry, because that means that like it got to me, like it hit me maybe harder than it was supposed to sometimes, but yeah, I like it. Like Wolf Children, oh my god, that one. That one makes me cry too. And then there was one called these are like all anime movies, as you can see. I like animation, and especially anime. I think it's neat. But what was I saying? Wolf Children. I lost what I was gonna say. I don't know, but whenever it like hits too close to home, or like it shows like people really caring about each other, like past it being unconditional love, right? That just gets me. That plucks at my heartstrings too hard, and I'm just like, ah. Oh, Into the Forest of Firefly Lights. That one, the first time I watched it, made me cry. It's not that sad of a movie. It should not have made me cry, but that one also made me cry. Only the first time though. It's a very short movie, but like, I don't know, at the end it's just like it killed me, because it's like, oh my god, this is how it ends, and there's no happy ending, you know? That's all I'll say. I don't want to spoil it. If you haven't watched it, definitely go watch it. It's again Into the Forest of Firefly Lights, or Hotarobi no Morii, I think. Probably butchered that to hell and back. Did you watch Spy Family yet? Yes, I have. I think I'm caught up with it. Yeah, I am caught up with the anime series. The manga series I'm not caught up with, but I am a little bit further ahead than the anime. Wolf Children was so good, or anything Studio Ghibli. Yeah. There's something about him that's so nostalgic. The other day, or not the other day, it was like a couple months ago now, but I watched Kiki's Delivery Service, and like that part where she loses motivation, that killed me. I got like teary-eyed, and like me and my siblings don't like crying in front of each other, so whenever we get like teary-eyed, we just like kind of turn to the side to try and like play it off and be like, no, I'm not crying, what are you talking about? And it's so funny because like we know whenever we're crying. Let's see, you can be in a relationship with anyone in the world, alive or dead, fictional or real, with no consequence, like being assassinated or any other issue that could go along with them. Who do you pick? That's a good question. I never like really consider stuff like relationships with characters or anyone, because it's just like, I don't know, that's not where my mind goes. But I think if I had to choose someone, I would say, and this is gonna reveal some stuff about me, but we're not gonna talk about it, okay? But maybe what's his face? Muriel from the Arcana, right? And I will pull up one image for y'all. Let me quickly get an image. Muriel. Whoops. I'm typing on the wrong keyboard. Muriel. Which, if you played the game, like, congrats, we have something in common. Well, aside from, you know, enjoying. I think most people who watch, we have like something in common. Muriel the Arcana. But yeah, it's a really, really cute game that I like. And they're always doing like key celebrations and stuff. So it's not hard to progress through the game and stuff. But like, let me see, let me find a good image. He's so like, I can't. It's amazing. I love his route so much. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to find like a decent photo that won't be like caught in 4K. Because it's not. He's just sweet. He's so sweet. And so yeah. There was one scene where like you give him a scarf and he's so happy and his smile and it's just like, ah. Oh my gosh. Let's see. What the heck? It was perfect. It was perfect. I found the perfect image to show you. There we go. It's gonna be a little blurry, but it'll be fine. Let's see. Right there. Browse. I gotta go to there, and then there, and then there. There we go. And just... That's the character that I like. That's one of my favorite characters. Because they're so sweet. They're so sweet. And I won't be taking any further questions on this because there is no other questions to be had. It's a good character. Oh my god, let me go ahead and make that small again and turn it off. And then, you know, we never discuss this. What are y'all talking about? I know Ghibli is releasing a new movie, The Boy and the Heron. Can't wait to check it out. Oh yeah, it was was it Miyazaki Miyamoto, I think? I don't know, the main guy from, not main guy, but he's like the CEO of Studio Ghibli, I think. World-renowned animator and stuff, and that was his last movie supposedly, but then I also heard that he was making a new movie again, so man does not know how to step away from the industry, but you know, I'm not complaining because his movies do go hard. No further questions, please. No further questions. I will not elaborate. There we go. Let's see. Do you prefer cooking or eating outside? It depends. It depends. If I have to cook the meal myself, then I don't want to cook. But if someone is cooking and they're like, hey, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? I love that. It's structured activities and I enjoy hanging out with people. With like, you know, like not easy things necessarily, but you know, things that are fun, things that'll give us stories to tell. So it's like, remember that time that we made a soup together? You know, that's a neat story to tell. So yeah, free food is free food. Exactly. And like eating out is fine. It does still give you stories to tell. Like my friends now know that apparently, according to them, I can't eat a burrito correctly, which I completely do not agree with. I can eat a burrito perfectly fine, but they were making fun of me because pieces of my burrito were falling out. But anyways, like it still gives you memories, but it's like the food isn't meaningful in those situations. Meanwhile, with stuff that you make with friends or, you know, with family or with anybody, it gives you stories to tell, because like, remember that like absolutely horrible cookie that we made together? Oh yeah, that was crazy, you know. Hold up, eat a burrito correctly? Yeah, because like there's a way that you're supposed to eat it to where you don't end up having it kind of flow, like the insides flow out, and that's something that I struggle with a lot. But it's not that I'm doing it incorrectly, it's just like it's refried beans, so they like naturally fall out, you know? So like, it's not my fault, I swear. I eat it the normal way, I promise. I eat it like I was gonna say like a hot dog, but I feel like hot dogs and burritos are eaten differently, because like hot dogs you gotta hold horizontal to the ground, meanwhile burritos you can hold vertically, but you just gotta like, you know, eat it. I don't know, you know what I mean, right? But yeah. I prefer cooking as long as it's with someone, because yeah, it's, well, it says, do you prefer cooking or eating outside? So the thing is, no, yeah, still. Because at first I was like, ah, wait, is it saying like cooking or is it saying eating? Because if it says, do you prefer like eating at, well, no, it says, okay, so if you prefer home cooked meals as opposed to outside, so cooking as long as it's with someone. I don't personally enjoy cooking, but I do like it when someone helps because it's fun. Also, normally the food tastes better. Yeah. And then smiley face. There we go. Let's see, what kind of jobs, works have you worked? And do you have any weird, wild, outrageous work stories that you'd be willing to share? Sure. Let's see. Let me put in a good old memory token to remember. My first job was as an IT intern who learned about like AI software that this company was developing. And we spent our entire like internship just in training, and then the company downsized. So from there we moved to work with like the company who was kind of like in charge of all of the internships, and we helped around with like basic like intern stuff. So honestly, it was just like basic office stuff, like, oh, we're gonna celebrate Thanksgiving, so you know, just make some decorations, come up with some decorations and make them for the Thanksgiving thing, right? So we did that. We cleaned up, not really clean, like we weren't janitors or anything, but like, oh, you know, can you fix up this meeting room so that, you know, like people are gonna come, we need this amount of chairs, or like, oh, can you set up these laptops, or oh, can you make sure they're like put to charge correctly and stuff like that. And then from there we got separated because it was me and this other intern who were partnered at the same company, but then we got separated for the final company that they transferred us to, and so I was put in an oil and drilling company, and I worked in their IT department just like decommissioning the computers and stuff. And so I was really just like in charge of making sure that the computers got shut down and then their data was all wiped and stuff. And then after that, what job did I have after that? I think after that I worked at a clay studio. Yeah. I haven't had too many jobs, but I worked at a clay studio, and then it was just like, at first I was just like a host, and then they moved me to a teacher role, but then they didn't pay me for a teacher role, and I just like left because my back started hurting at that point because we were over like pottery wheels and stuff, so I think I messed up my back there. And so then I worked there for a bit, and then I left, and then I got a job as basically like this seasonal florist, and it was really just like stocking roses for like around the Valentine's Day time and stuff. And then after that I worked as a receptionist for this this company. And then yeah, like that was pretty much it. So let's see, first I did like 3 internships, all related to IT and administrative work. Then I worked a bit as a in a clay studio. Teacher. Oh yeah, and then I did also hold a position like just for like a week, I think, as an art teacher, but I don't know, the art school definition, because like they put me in to work with little kids, and here's the thing, like little kids I don't mind, and my opinion as far as little kids in art is that a majority of them, you know, they aren't going to be prodigies and stuff, but our role as an art school in a young kid's life is to inspire them to enjoy creating, you know, inspire creativity and stuff, and have them not lose that at such a young age. And the way they were teaching was more so for results rather than nurturing their creative talent, and that was something that I couldn't agree with, so that's why I didn't stay around there for very long, because I didn't like the pressure that they had these little kids under. Some of the kids were like crying while drawing, and I was like, nope, this isn't what I'm comfortable with. Play studio teacher. And later held a position briefly, IESLY, as a art teacher. Also worked as a receptionist. And yeah, the wildest stories, I think, you're gonna make art and you're gonna enjoy it. Yeah, it was pretty much like that. It was sad. Like, I felt bad, you know, because like I've babysat kids before with like family and stuff. And whenever they're like, oh, I want to draw, you know, like it's not about the results whenever they're at that age. They were like 5 to 7. Not even like it was rare for us to get like 7-year-olds. It was like 5 to 6 maybe. We even had some like younger students in there. They weren't like complete babies, right? But they were really, really small, and like who expects them to actually be able to draw decently? And they weren't like having to make them do like Vincent van Gogh paintings, right? It wasn't like hard art studies. It was just like little cartoon animals, and you know, draw it, and there's a specific method to draw it, but everything was like step by step. It was exactly like teaching those books of like how to draw superheroes, and they like step by step draw a circle, now draw another circle, now draw the same circle on this side, then erase these lines, then link them together like this, and now you have this, you know? Like it wasn't, or it was exactly that. But they were like, oh, it has to be this animal, they have to be doing this, and it has to have like this many other animals, and like the most creativity they had really was like the color choice. And even then they couldn't go like too wild. Like they couldn't make a blue zebra. It had to be like a regular looking zebra, but they could put blue flowers if they wanted. Like that, I don't know, I don't like that. It didn't sit well with me, you know? But the craziest story was just like, oh my god, there was this one lady, and like you could tell that she just wanted to get into the interview, right? And that I totally understand, you know, you want to just get done whatever you're here to get done. I don't mind, I totally understand it. But she was like you could tell she did not care to be like talking with me, and she didn't want to answer all the questions that I had, because you know there was like a process that we had to put them through in order to like know who they needed to speak with, and then like where to send them, or like what to have them to do before, because sometimes they had to like finish filling out forms and stuff before they saw people. And like whenever I could tell that they were frustrated, all I would do is like, you know, treat them very, very neutrally. And so she's like, oh, okay, let me go ahead and pull that up for you. Okay, here you go. All right, give me 1 second while I look this up, and then you will be talking with this person, and blah, blah, blah. You know, just like basic information, very neutral. Apparently to them I wasn't too friendly or something, and they were like, talking to her is like talking to a brick wall. And the manager, like at that point the manager had come up, because like I was trying to tell her like, hey, you know, because of this we're not actually able to seat you with anybody, because this and that. And I don't remember what exactly her case was, but she was not happy with the results. And right as she was leaving, because my manager had to come out and explain to her like, oh, this is why, you know, like this and that, and so, you know, we're sorry, but like that's all we can do. And then she was like, I just want to say, talking to her, and she pointed at me, is like talking to a brick wall. And I was just like, I mean, that wasn't gonna hurt my feelings. I'm glad she just said a brick wall and not something with actual substance, because like talking to a brick wall, it's not an insult, you know, it's more of an insult to the person who's talking, because Like, they don't care. And like, yeah, I wasn't invested in that person because why would I be? You know, they weren't exactly treating me the nicest to begin with. So I was just treating them very neutrally. I wasn't, you know, being mean to them, and I wasn't being excessively kind to them. I was just being very neutral, but they still hated that. Wait, you were the brick wall or the other employees? Me. I was the brick wall. What have I missed? Nothing much. Just me going through like my work history and stuff. But yeah. I was a brick wall. I wish art, more emphasis on art, was self-expression just for fun, and less emphasis was put on scoring it and comparing it, since so many avoid art simply out of thinking they aren't good. I felt that. Initially, I was like, I was gonna drop art and then never do it again, like years ago, right? Because I was like, I'm not good enough and I don't think I can make a career out of it, so I'm not gonna do it anymore because there are people who can do it better than me. But then I was like, actually, there's this like one post, I don't know where it's from, I think it's from Tumblr, but it's like, it doesn't matter if you can do that too, the point is you haven't. And so even if you can just like do it mediocre, you're still the only one doing it, so you know, do it. And that inspired me, and so then I just like kept making art. And I'm not the best, right? I'm not Vincent van Gogh, but to be honest, like, his paintings are alright, but I've definitely seen some like better Twitter artists, you know? But like, at least I'm making, you know, that's what makes me happy. So yeah. One time I had a client tell me, it's not really a client, more so just like a customer, I guess. A customer who was very, I'm gonna put disgruntled because honestly I feel like that's the most accurate word. Disgruntled, tell me talking to me was like talking to a brick wall. Because yeah, my thought process whenever they would get like rowdy like that was, you know, like, just don't give them anything extra to work with to, you know, be mean about. You know, if you misspeak, if you say anything, then they'll try and use that against you. So just give them the information that they need to know, be very dry about them. Don't, you know, be like, oh, hope you have a nice day, and for them to be like, oh, how dare you assume that I want to have a nice day, or, you know, something like that. Because I don't know who would actually say that, you know, realistically, and actually expect it, like, or mean it more so. But like, just in case, you know, avoid giving them anything to work with and treat them very just neutrally. And then it's very hard for them to come up with an insult, because I wasn't mean, I wasn't rude, I wasn't snippy. I was just so neutral that the best insult that they could give was I was a brick wall. Which, like, who looks at a brick wall and they're like, man, that is the worst thing you could be, you know? Oh man, yeah, people are scary. Oh, I put a brick. I meant to say a brick wall. Oh well. I can't edit it. I wonder, let's see. See if I can edit this one. Nope, I can't. Oh well. Well, y'all know what I meant. Whoops. Oh well. Can you swim? I cannot. Or no, I can. I swim like a rock. Because I can swim underwater, but I can't swim above water. And you know, when you're a oxygen-breathing mammal, swimming underwater isn't the most beneficial skill to have. So, oh my gosh. Let me do this face. There we go. Let's see. What's your top 3 favorite songs? Let's see. Heart Forecast is really good by Eve. Idol by Yalsobi. I mean, just chef kiss, you know? Yalsobi. It goes hard, you know? Like, I've heard so many remixes of it that are like just as good as the original, and that's just how good the original is, because like, you can make so many different remixes from it and they still sound just as good. Is diving technically swimming though? That's a good question. I think, well, what is swimming technically? It's just movement through water, so when you dive into water, you go underneath the water surface. So I think that would count to some extent as swimming, right? There we go. Okay. And then What's the third one? What's the third one? I'm trying not to put like all the same artist, because like there's so many songs that I could point out from like people. Ooh, Light Strobe, I think. No, it's Strobe Light. Strobe Light by I think it's Power P. Let me fact check that one. Let's see. Strobe Light, and I typed that on the wrong keyboard. Strobe Light. Let's see. Yeah, Power P. That's correct. That's correct. I was happy when I learned how to float because it felt like cheat codes. See, I can't float. I've like so many people have tried to teach me how to float, and it's just I just continuously, or I do float, but with my head facing down instead of up. So like I'll like lay on my back and stuff, and once I start relaxing, I just slowly turn over. And then I end up face down in the water, so it's like it doesn't work. Let's see. All great songs. There we go. Yeah, there's like other artists that I like too, like Half Alive, they're really good, or Panic at the Disco. They're not a group anymore, but they were good. And then Imagine Dragons, they got some bangers, you know. And there's a lot of good artists out there. But those are, I think, top 3. Like, I'm deeply in love with you. Please reconsider. There we go. Yeah. You are cute. Thanks. You too. No, wait. I got it. Know you. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Which would be your most favorite stream you've done so far, and would you likely do more of it? Ah, that's a good question. The other day we were trying to reach out to cows, how to purr. It was kind of adorable. We kept doing randomly all day. Oh, that's cute. Let's see. Yeah, purring, I don't know how to do it now that I'm thinking about it. I think. Yeah, no, because I can roll my R's, but like actual purring, I have no idea. Let's see, I'm looking through all the live streams that I've done to see. Let's see. I really like the Duolingo stream. I want to do another one of those. I've been trying to schedule it in, but like playing a bunch of other games always beat it out because I'm just like, what if people don't want to watch Spanish content, you know? Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's see. Let's do this one. And then I would say the Duolingo stream. Because I had a bunch of fun doing it. I like doing stuff like that, like being able to like walk people through my thought process and stuff, and then explaining like, oh look, there's differences in how like the language is approached through here, and like you gotta reformat it and stuff. So it's like, it feels like teaching math, but it's less hard. Oh my gosh. See, I would say the Duolingo stream. And yes, I am planning on doing more of those. I think my next step for the Duolingo ones, ideally I would like to do the next one as a collab to where I'm like teaching someone Duolingo, or not teaching someone Duolingo, but teaching someone Spanish and helping them with lessons and stuff like that, because I think it would be fun. Lingual math, oh no. Yeah, it's kind of like literal math in a sense, but like slightly different because it's, you gotta like pronounce and stuff, it's hard. How long have you been in the VTuber space, and how do you like it so far? So I've been a VTuber, I know the date and everything. Oh, that sounds cute. Yeah. Yeah. I gotta scope out the perfect collab partner, because everyone who I've collabed with, I've always like, sometimes it doesn't seem meticulous, sometimes it's just like, oh, it seems like they were the closest one within reach, but like no, I'm very methodical about like, oh yeah, I think this type of stream would like suit them best, and so that's why I recruit them specifically. So if any collab partners out there watching, you were scouted out thoroughly before before I called upon you to help me out with a collab. So yeah. I like to play it off as kind of like, oh, you know, it's just like I saw your content, and maybe I'm not doxing myself, but maybe I'm like revealing myself a little too much here. But like, yeah, no, I'm very methodical with all my stuff. Did you know the secret to learning a language? I don't. Well, to an extent, if I know that if you know the origin language, then it makes learning those languages a lot easier. Like for a majority of the Western languages, it's going to be Latin. And so if I were to ever learn Latin, then I'd have like, I feel like I'd have a leg up on most other languages. So I've been a VTuber since 3/14/2023. And the reason I remember the date is because, or that date specifically comes from the first TikTok that I ever posted. That was whenever I first started making content, because the account existed before that, and like me working on the model, I think it was like a good 2 months before I actually ended up posting any content. But like that was the first day that I posted something, and it's still up. My very first video. They're so they're so boring. You do grow with time. And yeah, I think I'm a good example of that. You can go through and look at some of the first videos and then look at some of my recent videos, and the difference is day and night. It's crazy. But let's see, since that's I say that's like around 6 months now, so that's like half a year, and I enjoy it for the most part. The people who I approach are always very kind, so no one has scared me away yet. Like that. Let's see. I was told you just have to love the language or have someone you are interested in using that language and you gravitate towards them naturally. Yeah. Having someone who speaks the language is like an easy way to learn it easier. Like for me, the reason that my Spanish has been getting like a little bit better was the receptionist job kind of required me to be bilingual. So I started using Spanish a lot more at work, and so I had to be more in a professional tone. So there would be days where like I'd come home and my dad is a native Spanish speaker, so I would be like, how do you say this in Spanish? And then, you know, he'd teach me, and then now he talks to me like predominantly in Spanish, and so my Spanish has been getting slightly better. Plus I've been a little bit on top of Duolingo. Like every now and then I miss a day, but I have been trying to get better at Spanish, because like it's cool to be bilingual, you know? It's cool. It's what the cool kids do. Because then you can like bust out like, you know, like otras palabras en otra lengua y otro, pues un pocos no van a saber qué estás diciendo y lo puedes usar cuando quieres. Y eso creo que es un talento muy, ¿cómo se dice? Very cool, you know? Yeah. And see, y'all should study Duolingo Spanish if y'all want to know what I said there. Nah, I just said it's a cool talent to have, to be able to speak another language. And so yeah, having someone who speaks it is a good way, like kind of a hack to to learn it faster, because then you could just speak with them. Let's see, what would you say is the 3 of your strongest traits as a person or VTuber in general? Oh man, I remember when this one came in, I like sat there for a good 10 minutes being like, man, I have no idea. Let's see. I think some traits that draw people towards me, cause like, where do I start with this one, right? So I think partially it's my voice, cause audio plays a big part in people sticking around. Because, you know, if somebody's like on a microphone and it's like, it sounds like they're in a microwave and it keeps popping every now and then, people aren't gonna want to stick around. So audio is very important, and my voice, I've like heard in recordings, works like decently well with the mic. So like my audio and voice, let's see, my voice is one part. And then I've heard a lot that like I'm very down to earth. not really intentional. I'm never like, oh man, I gotta stay down to earth, so I can't be like too like this, that. But voice is smooth as silk, great for relaxing. Yeah, I've heard that a lot too. Like people fall asleep to my streams and they're always like, it's not because you're boring, it's just like you're so relaxing and like you're very calm, you know? And so yeah, so the down to earth vibe is another big part. And then I think the third one would just be like some of the stuff that I have to say. I feel like every now and then there's stuff that I say that I think it always leaves like everyone in silence because it's just like, I can't believe you just said that. Because like whenever I curse and stuff like that, people don't expect it from me. And like I've seen this in real life too. With people that I know, like they'll know me for years and they forget that I curse because I just don't curse often. And it's not even like, oh, I'm just trying not to curse in front of people. It's literally just like, well, sometimes I don't feel the need to curse and sometimes I do feel the need to curse. It's just based on my feelings and stuff. And so like that extra like excitement that comes in every now and then, there's like a bit of spontaneity to me, I feel. Like it's basically just a squirrel brain aspect that I feel. I think that's the last trait that keeps people here. Also, no. My squirrel brain, how do you spell squirrel? Squirrel brain also does keep people entertained. There we go. Welcome in, Spyrite. How are you? How's your day been? Hope it's good, and if not, I hope it gets better. I always forget what I'm saying halfway through sentences and stuff, so I'll be like, dogs or cats? Cats, hands down. Dogs are nice and cute. Cute, but too much energy. Love me a good, fluffy cat to cuddle with. Yeah. My cats would be perfect if they just like actually slept by me and let me cuddle them whenever it's time to sleep. But they're so like, I don't know, they don't like sleeping directly next to me unless it's their choice, which I feel like that's a majority of cats too, but but yeah, dogs are like excited. They're like, let's go play, let's go do this, let's go do that, and it's just like, no, I want to take a nap. I did decent. Let's see, on a test I got 44 to 49. Yo, that is nice. That's like, I think that's a solid A, isn't it? Let's see, assuming it was 50 and then one more, so 45 out of 50. Yeah, that'd be like a 95, I think, right? I think that's like 20 minutes of studying. Yo, look at you, goated. Good job, Spyrite. Glad you did great. Good job. Cat to cuddle with. There we go. If you could run any company, which would you choose and why that one? Ooh, that's a hard question. I'm not a huge fan of being in manager positions because, you know, being over people is like kind of hard. Let's see. I skipped an essay, so yeah, I don't like writing. I felt that. But yeah, I mean, your grade shows that like you know the stuff, even if you skip one piece. But yeah, that's good. Good job. I don't think I would ever want to run a company just because of how many things go into running a company effectively. But if I ever did run a company, there was actually this one company idea that I had like years ago. But it was like, I would like to run like an import company where it just focuses on importing like, what's it called, goods from like outside countries, like foreign countries, and making them readily available to, you know, like other countries and stuff. Because I feel like I don't know, there's some stuff that other countries have that we don't have, where it's like, why don't we have it? And it's literally just because no one sells it over here. So I feel like that'd be a good thing to do. Plus it'll flourish the international markets and stuff. I'm not a huge business person, but being able to introduce like a new foreign market and making it more readily accessible, I think would be like a really cool thing to do. And I feel like there is a market for that, but I don't know, there's a lot of things that go into businesses. Let's see. Pickaxe, easy aftermath. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, honestly they didn't have to change the formula and it still would have been successful, but yeah, change isn't always the best. But yeah, it would have to be something that, like, if I ever were to run a company, it would have to be something that I'm really, really passionate about, because, like, if I don't feel strongly towards it, I'm not gonna want anything related to it. Let's see. It would be a business focused on international exports of goods to make international goods. Wow. I don't know how badly I spelled that it did that. Goods accessible to overseas customers. So stuff like what would it be like so for example, right, on Twitter not too long ago, I reposted this tweet where it was like this glass artist and they made little like gachapon figurines that are only available in Japan, and they're not even available online in Japan. You gotta find machines and stuff for that. That doesn't exist here in America. So there's no way that I would be able to get it without having to run through like a bunch of these other companies, get it delivered to a place in Japan, or like get someone in Japan to pick it up and then ship it to a facility and then ship it to here, which would cost me like $30 extra for a product that is, you know, would cost like maybe $3, you know? And so being able to make those products more readily accessible, I feel like would expand the market for not only those creators and stuff, but it would also expand the market like here in America too. So I feel like that's a good idea, but maybe I shouldn't be exposing all like business plans that I ever had. Someone hire me for this business plan, because I think it'd be neat. Yeah, there's lots of fruits and veggies that we don't ever get to taste. It might be really nice. That makes sense. Yeah. All my tells were answered. I realized no wonder some questions gave me deja vu. Oh my gosh. Let's go. I'm getting through them. I think I'm almost at the top. Let's see. Because I think that's neat. There we go. What's wrong with you at the moment? I think honestly, if I had to pick something, it's that I don't know, or I don't recognize that, because like basically I keep choosing things that are like too big for me to do, and some of them I am able to like attempt, and I do attempt, but I don't always succeed at them. And so, you know, it's not bad to fail necessarily, but some of them it's like very easy to be like, yeah, no, you're gonna fail at this, and I still do it nonetheless. So I think like being able to recognize what I am capable of and choosing achievable goals that, well, because like not always, there are some things where like I genuinely didn't know, and I mean technically doing the math, it, you know, the maths out and shows that had a high probability of failure, but you know, it's just like, it's worth a shot. So it's not something that I need to nerf, more so I need to recognize that failure is a very common thing that I probably will experience more and more, and so learning to cope with that I think is a big thing. Let's see. So I think I need to learn that failure is, no, I think I need to start expecting failure as a regular thing and accept that it's not a negative thing. Just another facet in life. I don't even know what facet means. I think it means like piece or something, but that's how I'm gonna use it. There we go. Let's see. Oh, let's see how many. Oh. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, not that many. The last message you received. Let's see. I'm gonna do it through like all the things. Let's see. The last message I received was hour ago. That's an ad. Hour ago. Everything was like an hour ago. But I think the most recent one was like, let's see what's over here actually. I'm checking like all my messaging apps and stuff. Okay, that's what that is. I also have a notification. That one's from 12 though. That's 2 hours ago. So I think the most recent one for me is a notification and from, it's like this group that we have for like my local neighborhood to like kind of keep the community informed of like, you know, events and stuff and like businesses, like local businesses and stuff like that. I don't even know what it was about. I think it was just like, I'm having a garage sale. Notification from my local community that a garage sale was occurring. Yeah. I as you can see, live a very fascinating life. Oh my gosh. Have you ever been in love? I don't think I have. Yeah. I know I've been infatuated with characters before, but never like in love. Yeah. I'm sure it'll come though. It'll come when it comes. Everything happens when it needs to happen. Nope. There we go. In your opinion, is respect important? Very important. Very. Let's put it in caps. That's how important it is. Very. Without respect, there would be a lot of feelings hurt, and some people like getting revenge, so I feel like it's important to respect people as fellow people to avoid getting stuck in that loop. Welcome in, Jitsuna. How are you? How's your day been? Hope your day's been going well, and if not, I hope it gets better soon. Like how it went to revenge immediately. Yeah, because it's like think about it. If you were mean to everybody, then they'd be like, oh, well, like, because not everybody's like, life's gonna get them back when it needs to. I just have to sit back and watch, you know? Occasionally I do I do vouch for sometimes being the thing that gets them back, but it's in very rare cases, because I'm a big believer in like, you know, you're allowed to do whatever you want as long as it doesn't affect anyone else and prevent them from getting what they want to get. Welcome back, Acid Grass. So yeah, because then we get stuck in cycles of like, oh yeah, well if you do that, I'm gonna do this, and it's just not a fun cycle to be in. But have banned, so I won't be here long. Gotcha. No worries. Stuck in loops of never-ending revenge. There we go. Lowercase. There we go. We can't let God do all the work. Picks up aerosol can with a big glider. Oh my gosh. Let's see. If you're single, why? I have not prioritized let's see, romantic relationships, and don't plan to for a very long while. yeah, because I'm more focused on this. Like, relationships, I'll deal with it when I feel like it needs to happen. Let me not give someone free free ads right there. But I don't know, it's just not my priority right now, you know? How do you feel about cars being more of a male thing? It's all a construct. And anyone is allowed to be into anything, despite what others feel, as long as you don't hurt anyone with what you love and loving it, then I think it would be then you're allowed to love whatever your heart desires. Banana bread. Let's see. There we go. I think I spelled that right. If you haven't texted in a while, do you delete the chat history? No, not on my phone. My phone does that naturally. So like regular text messages, no. But on on Discord, I don't delete the text either. I just, like, if I know that I'm not gonna talk to them for like a while, or if it was like something that like really quick and they're just still there because they're the most recent person I talked to. But like I know, like, let's say, oh, it was like, I don't know, I was in a server and I had like a ticket that I needed to get resolved and then it was resolved, then I just hit the X mark. So I don't really delete it because it still exists, but I just close it. So no, I don't. I don't know why I don't. Like, in my head it's like, well, if I ever need to like refer back to like, oh, how did they say this? Did they sound angry, or like did I sound mean or something like that? Then I have it to where I can still refer back to it for the most part. Just in case I need to refer back to the conversation. There we go. It's like keeping receipts, you know? Let's see. Would you say that you're a loyal person? I think yeah. I don't know if I really have any reason to be like, oh no, I'm disloyal, you know? Ooh. I'm out of water. Big Sag. There we go. Okay, let's see. I would say I'm loyal. Loyal. As long as people don't give me a reason to turn my backs on them and treat me, I think, with the proper amount of respect. They don't have to grovel at my feet or anything, but just, you know, don't treat me like an asshole and then we'll be friends, you know? Because yeah, like just that's it, you know, just be humans to each other, you know? And treat me with respect, then there's no reason to do so. Yeah, exactly. Mutual respect. Mutual respect. Right there. Oh, wrong one. And then I can do that and 3. There we go. Is there a game you really like but would never play on stream? That's a good question. I think I've always wanted to play Honey Pop just because it seems really, really funny, but there's like too many things to censor. And so I would never want to play it on stream, but it's like, I don't know, I like puzzle games and it seems really easy and like, it just seems funny, you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe it's not like the right humor that I'm supposed to have, but I think it's funny. There's that one, and then I used to watch this content creator that would stream a bunch of visual novels, and they had to like censor so many. I'm like getting flashbacks now. I don't even remember their name and stuff. I haven't watched them in a hot minute, but they would do stuff like drink milk for every like specific voice line that they had to voice, because they would like voice everything, or like at least they would read it, and it's just like, that's funny to me. That's really, really funny to me. But I don't think I would ever want to play those on stream because like I get embarrassed and stuff, so like I wouldn't know what to do whenever I'm just like, I don't want to proceed. I want to put the game down. I want to go play something else, you know? Oh my gosh. So yes. Honey Pop, because puzzle games are fun and I never actually watched. Like, I don't know the actual story of it, because I never watched, like, a complete playthrough of it, because I usually end up falling asleep while watching long videos. Oh my gosh. Never actually watched the story, so I want to see that. And worthy plot. I promise. There we go. Yeah, that totally won't. It totally won't affect me later. Have you ever moved? How often? I have. I used to move so often that like I think I went to like 3 or 4 different elementary schools, and then 2 different middle schools. It's only high school that like I didn't move the entirety of my academic career there. The game has to be good because there's a sequel, right? Exactly. It's a very like popular game. And I haven't heard anything where it's like, oh no, it's just a bad game. It's just fan service. Like people enjoy the experience of playing it, so it has to be a good game, right? By all accounts, by like all game design standards, it has to be a good game. Oh my gosh, because it doesn't even give like reviews of like oh, you know, it's a cookie clicker. What do you expect? Like it doesn't do that. So like it has to be good, right? Oh my gosh, have you ever moved? How often? Yes. I went to 3 or 4, can't remember, different elementary schools. 2, no, that's wrong. 2 middle schools. Actually, instead of breaking it down, let's see. Let's say 4 for elementary and 2 for middle. So that's 6 and then 7. I went to 7 different schools throughout my academic career. Well, technically 8, cause college. There we go. There we go. How often? Oops, I forgot to answer that. Well, I guess it's like implied because, you know, as you go through schools, you switch, so I guess they can infer like it was kind of often, because it wasn't like too many, but it wasn't, you know, very few either. Summer or winter, which do you prefer? I'm gonna say winter. Damn, 8? Yeah, 8 in total, because it was like 4 elementary, 2 middle school, 1 high school, and then 1 college. So like towards the end of my academic career, we stopped moving as much. But yeah, was there a specific reason for it? Just like who I lived with at the time, you know, we moved kind of frequently, so it's just like depending on financial situations and stuff, we would move. Yeah, so it wasn't anything cool like, you know, my parent like moved a lot for their job and stuff. It was it was something else. Let's see. So I'm gonna say winter because I like the snow and can survive in a blanket. I can't survive summer heat. There's not a real way to stay cool. It's impossible. It's like that joke where it's like, what am I gonna take off? My skin? There's a certain amount of layers that can come off, you know? And then like when you work and stuff during the summer, even, or like, I mean, most of the time I've worked like indoor jobs, so I haven't had to worry about it too much, but there's some jobs that like they're outdoors, you know? And so to deal with that like in uniforms and stuff, like, no. It's horrible. There we go. I do like the freedom of summer, but like, no, the heat, I can't stand it. Is there someone who hates you and why? Not that I know of. I don't think anyone openly goes on the internet and it's like, I hate Paprika Shears. She's the worst VTuber ever. Cause, and I mean this in the best way possible. And like, not to be narcissistic either, but like, there's no reason to hate me. I'm very neutral. And the opinions that I do have aren't like harmful, you know? They're just like, yeah, I'm not a fan of, you know, socks and stuff. And like, I prefer winter because summer is really hot. And even those who love summer, they're like, well, yeah, you know, it can get hot. I totally understand that. I'm not too comfortable with winter, but I do understand like the logic, you know? I use a lot of logic and stuff, and so I think it's like hard to hate me. Summer better than winter. Let's see. The people that say summer is better than winter doesn't live near the equator. True. Like, you gotta live near the sun to really understand. Hey, Pepper, wanna watch a What If Dragon Ball episode after stream? Probably not. After stream, I do have an errand to run. I gotta go across town to prepare for tomorrow's stream, so yeah, I'm totally looking forward to that. So yeah, probably won't be able to. Let's see. I don't think so. I think it's almost an achievement to find a proper reason to hate me. Because like, you can say, oh man, I hate Paprika because she doesn't like striped socks, you know? And don't worry, it's like 2 hours long. Jesus. Yeah, no, I definitely don't have that kind of time. Let's see. It's almost an achievement to find a proper reason to hate me. Yeah. Because like, you can say like, oh man, Paprika can't make like a good batch of macaroni without messing it up. I hate her. But like, no one's gonna take you seriously. Because it's like, oh, you just don't like a person because they can't make macaroni? Wow. Like, that's not real. So, yeah, it's almost an achievement, I want to say. Would you say you drink alcohol often? No, I don't. So, funny thing, I have no gallbladder. And it can kind of be more apparent if I were to drink alcohol and stuff, because, like, that could have played into the reason that I lost it, but, like, I don't drink alcohol, and I never did. But like, if I had, it would have probably been worse for me, so I just like avoided it. And then with the loss of the gallbladder, it can affect how your body processes it, and so now I have even more of a reason not to drink alcohol. Haven't slept in 4 days? You should get some rest. Ever guys too many base takes, neutral and relaxing? Exactly. Like all the base takes that I have are like so like low effect or like not important that like there's no reason to hate me. So it really is a skill to find like a proper reason. Oh my gosh. So no, I don't drink alcohol often. Let's see. You say drink? No, I don't drink alcohol often, and I don't plan to. No, I plan to. Right there. No, I never have, and so if I just go to the end, there we go. And I don't plan to. They would have to be very passionate for mac and cheese to hate someone over it. Exactly. They'd be like, hey man, how dare you defile the sanctity of macaroni? You would become my least favorite VTuber. Oh my gosh, what's your opinion on people being in a relationship with multiple people? Not my cup of tea, but love who you want as long as the other party is okay with it. There we go. Paprika haters be like, Paprika has a really good model, why can't we have that? Oh my gosh. I'd consider it a huge red flag if someone hated you, honestly. Yeah. And yeah, no, I'd have to change a lot, I think, in order for people to start like actively being like, oh man, this is the worst person who ever existed, because it's just like that hater once said, I'm a brick wall. And like, who realistically is like, oh man, I hate brick walls, they're the worst thing to ever exist. Oh my gosh. If someone cheats, do you end the relationship? I say yeah. And here's the way I would perceive it. I don't know if it's the right way to perceive it, but it's the way I perceive it. If someone cheats, I feel like they didn't love me enough to like really love, because at the end of the day, it's a choice. And so like if they got with another person, obviously like I don't fulfill something, and not saying like I'm bad, just rather we're not a good match, and that's fine. And so we just, you know, we just aren't the right match, and then we go about our separate ways. Very civil, you know? Let's see. Yes. It would mean we're not a good match. There we go. Just go about our separate ways and call it a... Okay. There's another spam caller. A day. Very civil. It's funny because whenever I look down, she like begins to like, oh my gosh, I've seen the most outrageous thing. Let's see. Very civil. Let's see. Do you lie often? I don't think I do. The most thing that I lie about, let's see. Let me think. I think the most thing that I lie about is like, I don't even know what I lie about because I don't lie often. Thieves. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think the things that I do lie about are something that like have no effect. So like, it's not uncommon for me. It's not, Okay, so see, sometimes I say things jokingly like, oh man, I'm the best at this thing, you know, like no one can possibly top me in this. Stuff like that, where like, it's very obviously a lie because the results show something very, very different, you know? And so that's technically considered a lie, but I don't think I do a very effective job at lying. So I don't even consider it lying, but you know, technically in the court of law, it is considered lying. If they felt the need to cheat, then they should have talked about them feeling with their partner and reevaluate their relationship together. Exactly. Jokingly don't count. Yeah, see, son, I don't lie. At most, I just like withhold information because it's like, I won't be able to stream later today because I have an errand to run. And it's not a lie, I do have an errand to run, but I don't say what it is. But it's not lying because I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna go to sleep, or oh, I'm gonna go meet the President of the United States, you know? Like, I don't lie. And here's the reason that I don't lie. Because, as much as I would like to be, oh, I'm a saint, and, I just don't lie because I don't believe in it, and, holier than thou and all that. No, it's just, I have a hard time keeping up with lies, so it's easier for me to just tell the truth and just be very careful about how I say it. Because then I don't have to worry about, I just doxed myself. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to this place on this street. And then it's like, oh my god, that's where she lives. Write that down, you know? That might lead to a lie of omission, but yeah, that's the closest maybe. Yeah. Because they could be like, oh, are you around this area? And I'm like, I'm gonna be at my friend's house. And then, like, it's not lying, it's just, like, not the information specifically. But it's not lying, and even then, it's not like, oh, I need to know because, like, this law thing, like, it doesn't affect anybody. All it is just me being like, I don't want you to be able to, like, recognize me on the street, ideally. Oh my gosh. So I'd say semi-often, but never in ways that impact people other than me. Because the only person it affects is me. Because it's just like, people won't be able to recognize me going down the street, but that's the intention. Let's see. I've been told it's close to a lie of omission. Oops, spelled that wrong. Right? Yeah. There we go. What's one thing you always carry with you? I'd say my phone. The city that I live in, it's too big and I don't have that good of a memory to know where I'm going and actually memorize like, oh, this is how I get to this place from here. So I always gotta use a GPS. Phone for GPS. I'm like trying to see what the model looks like whenever I'm looking down. Because whenever I move my eyes down, I think that's whenever it goes wide, but I can't turn my eyes up fast enough to catch it. Phone for GPS, because I'm a horrible navigator. There we go. I have a mission, specific withheld information to cause a misunderstanding. Yeah, so then yeah, that. Face reveal win at 1 million. We'll get there someday, guys, and then you'll know what I look like, but that day is not, I think, it's not tomorrow. There we go. How many languages do you speak? Fluently 1. And then I'll put English. Conversate. Let me uncapitalize that. Conversate. I can't spell that right. Conversationally 1. This one's Spanish. And then I know some phrases in Japanese due to being infected with the weeb. Weeb. There we go. Let's see. Hi, Paprika. How are you doing? I'm doing good, Godzilla. How are you doing? Hope your day's been going well, and if not, I hope it gets better. Hi, I don't need to leave for a little while. Just here to say hi. I might come back if it's still alive when I'm ready. Okay. Be safe, Marianne. Let's see. With the weeb. And some German. Due to random interest. I only know like a couple of words. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so I guess it just depends on what level, but if I were to count every one based off of like, oh, I just know a word in there, then 4. But I don't count them because like if I say, oh yeah, I speak German, like people are gonna be like, you know, speaking to me in German, I'm gonna be like, Brottenbosser. Oh my gosh. Let's see, what's your favorite Legend of Zelda game based off design-wise? Ah, easy peasy. Whoa, another scam likely call. Twilight Princess. I just really love the dark designs. And all the like designs are so intricate in that game. It feels like very, very artistic, and I really, really like it. Really love the dark designs. They are all very intricate. There we go. Easy peasy. Have you ever lost a friendship? Yes, usually through falling out of contact. There was one time, man, that one left me emotional damage, but essentially what it was is that we were really, really close. I considered us almost sisters, right? So I considered her my best friend for a while. And then, like, one day we were talking, and she was going through, like, a particularly hard time in her life, and so, you know, I was like, oh, you know, like, trying to kind of comfort her and stuff. And I was like, yeah, because, you know, we're best friends. And she's like, we're best friends? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, I didn't consider you my best friend. And ever since then, I never presumed that I was a person's best friend until they said it first. Because nothing hurts more than being like, we're best friends, right? And then being like, sure. Oh man, that one will leave a lifetime scar. Oh my gosh. Yes. You should leave through falling out of contact. There we go. Oh, and now I'm getting a call from my dad. Why is everybody calling? Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna go answer a call from my dad. I'll leave that on there. And then let's go into the BRB. There we go. I'm back. Oh my gosh. Dang, that one-sided best friend moment, emotional damage that gave me feels. Yes, that literally to this day, I'm afraid whenever I'm like, oh, I feel like we're really close. I'm like, I will never call them my best friend, because if I do, I feel like I'm just signing myself up to get hurt. So I've been very cautious about it. And then, like, I remember one time, I went to like this reunion with a friend of mine, right? It was for actually the internships. We did like this internship reunion thing. And so I went to see if like any of my other colleagues were there to like see like, oh, what have you been up to? You know, to kind of get to know where people had ended up. None of them showed up, but I went with my other friend who was also a part of that program. And then while we were walking in together, this instructor came up and they were like, hey, you know, are y'all two best friends? And I was like, because at first I wanted to say yeah, but then I was like, oh, what if she doesn't consider me her best friend? Because like we'd been friends for years at that point. And so I turned to her and I was like, are we? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, then yeah, we are. Because I didn't want to say you were my best friend if you didn't consider me a best friend. And then we both kind of laughed and we were like, no, we're best friends. Yeah, we're best friends. And like, I don't know. It was funny because all those years go by, but I'm always too scared to ask because it's like, if I ask, it feels not as genuine as hearing it in response to someone else asking. Because if I ask, then they might feel the need to be like, oh, yeah, sure, you're my best friend, you know, but only because they want to spare my feelings and stuff. So yeah, that one has left a lasting impact. So yeah. Let's see. Will you bow down to your new overlords when cat girls take over? I mean, if I have to. If I have to. Love a good cat girl moment, but I prefer bunny girls personally. Cause like I'm an Amber main. What do you expect? You know? And then like Lola, you know, just bunny girls. They're good. They're good. I vouch. I vouch. What's your cat's name? My cat is named Hubert. He's adorable and I love him. Adorable and I love him. And the other cat, well, and my other cat, because the thing is, he's technically my brother's, but I take care of him, so he might as well be my cat. But like, if I say, oh, he's my cat to my brother, then my brother's like, no, he's my cat actually, and it's like, but I'm the one taking care of him. So kind of like that. And my other cat is Ginger. He's literally a big baby. And even my brother will agree with that. He's like, yeah, he's a big baby. How do you react when you get a compliment for something that you didn't do? I very immediately like, oh, well, actually it wasn't me, it was this other person. Like, they're the ones who did this, or like, I like giving credit, you know? Because I would like people, if I made something for them and they were like, oh my god, I love the art that you did to someone else, I would like for them to be like, oh, actually it was made by this person, you know? Because it doesn't feel nice when someone takes credit for your work. And so if it's something like, oh, I managed a project and, you know, I was the one who assembled everything, you know, I'll be like, oh, I just assembled everything. All the artists are actually these people and they're the ones who did the actual works, but I'm just the reason that they're all here together. It's an adorable cat name. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. I think they're both called like cute, because one's a spice or like a seasoning or something. And then the other one is just like, whenever we first got him, the first collar that I got him had a little bow tie, and I felt like he looks like like nerdy, and so I named him after the video game, because I was like, oh, that's cute. Oh my gosh. How do you react when you get a compliment for something you didn't do? I am very quick to allocate proper what's it called? Credit where it is due. There we go. Not a question, but you're awesome. Oh, thank you. There we go. Tyson. Tyson. Let's see. 07. And then that makes me happy. Although, to be honest, bunny girls would be pretty bad at running things if they're anything like me. I'm a pretty good advisor, though. Oh, yeah, no. Like, not everyone is made out for running things, you know? I don't know if cat girls would really be effective either. Honestly, no. I feel like they would be pretty effective. I don't know. Most cat girls are very, like, what's it called? Well thought out? Or, like, they're very deep thinkers. So I feel like they're a lot more meticulous than we give them credit for. And yeah, now that you mention it, most bunny girls that I can think of is just like it's like happy-go-lucky, but I don't know if I would trust them with running things. But yeah, no. Love me a good bunny girl, but yeah, no, you're probably right. But nah, I'm sure if you set your mind to it, you could do it. I believe in you. There we go. And then, life can be tough, that's no lie. Chasing dreams or reaching for the sky. Sometimes it's bright, sometimes it's low, but kindness and patience, let them flow. Don't judge too fast. Learn the whole tale, stay positive, even when you feel frail. Do good things, no matter how small. Even when progress seems slow, stand tall. And if you need a break, that's alright. Close your eyes, listen to the night, but never give up. Keep moving ahead. Better days are waiting. That's what I said. That's cute. Oh no, that's what's said. That's cute. I wonder if that's from like a song. I don't recognize it, but does anyone recognize that? Let's see. Wait, oh, that's the wrong one. Life can be tough. That's no lie. Yeah, that's really, really sweet. It's a good poem, I think. I think it's a poem. Because the thing is, like, what if it's a song and I'm like, that's a good poem? Let's see. It doesn't look like it. Put it on Google. Paste. Yeah, it's not getting any hits immediately. Oh, wait. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing anything. So yeah, if you made that yourself, whoever it is, it's really good. I really do like it. I appreciate it. Yeah. Because yeah, life is tough. No matter like what route you go through, you're always going to experience some type of hardships. And chasing dreams, reaching for the sky, sometimes bright, sometimes it's low. Yeah, it's not always glamorous. Sometimes you gotta go through like off-roading and stuff. And anyone who's been off-roading can tell you it's not the most glamorous or elegant thing. But kindness and patience, let them flow. Those two are very, very important, because it's important that despite what goes on through your life, you don't like let the downs get to you and then like express that onto other people. It's not a nice thing to do. It's never good. And so you gotta like really exhibit a lot of patience. And then don't judge too fast. Learn the whole tale. That's true. Because there's like a lot of things that are just like misunderstandings and stuff, and as long as we're able to effectively communicate, I think as a species we should be able to get further than what even we can expect. Stay positive even when you feel frail. Yeah, it can get hard sometimes, you know, it's such a big world and there's so many different examples of like bigger things, and it feels sometimes like that's not what I am, you know? But they all start from somewhere. We're all born from like flesh and mud, you know? And so yeah, it's important to like recognize that we all start somewhere and to be patient with ourselves and let ourselves grow. And yeah, do good things no matter how small. That's true. The small things, stuff like, you know, leaving a simple little comment like, oh, this made me cry, or like, oh, you know, this is really nice, thank you, or something like that. And like this, I like this poem. It means a lot to me, so thank you. Because it means to an extent, like you probably found my stuff and you're like, yeah, this poem. And yeah, I like it. Let's see. Even when progress seems slow, stand tall. If you need a break, that's alright. True. Yeah, you gotta take a break, otherwise your body will take a break for you. Close your eyes, listen to the night. Love me a good night ambiance. I love cicadas, but like the noise is relaxing, but seeing cicadas are scary. But yeah, the night noise, night ambiance, amazing. Never give up, keep moving ahead. True. Better days are waiting. That's what's said. I like how at the end I don't know if I'm like misreading it, but it kind of feels like, or at least that's what they say, because you know, you can never guarantee anything. All we can do is be like, you know, keep moving forward and really like believe in people and help when we can. And yeah, it feels like at the end it's like, well, at least that's, you know, the most that I can say. So yeah, I appreciate that. Let's see. This is really good. Thank you. It's been a while since I read poems. Like, I used to be in this like poetry group like way back. It was just like a group on a social media app, and like it was really good, but then at one point it just became it just became them like sharing these inappropriate things that like weren't even like thoughtful poetry. It wasn't even like, oh, you know, admiring beauty and stuff like that. A poetry group? No, a poetry. And so yeah, it like devolved, and I remember I was like so upset because there used to be like so many good poems on there, and then all of a sudden there was this influx of people who were just like, they were just being horny on main, to be honest. And it sucked. I was so upset. So like I remember I just made like one post, and then I was like, how dare you, you know? If you could change your blood color, what would you change it to? Oh man. You know, the like glow stick neon fluid? Glow stick neon fluid. And I think purple. Purple or pink? Purple or pink. Because it's pretty. I just think it would be cool, you know? Could you imagine if like you just like jump enough and then you just start glowing, like all your veins would glow? Like, I mean, come on, that would be fucking dope. So yeah, there we go. I think I've done it. I've successfully done it. I've answered everything. And then if I go here, then I can actually look through all the ones that I answered. So yeah, in case you missed any, in case you want to see any opinion that I have on like a wide variety of things, please feel free to check it out. They're all readily available. This is a lot longer than I thought. There we go. All the way back up. That would be pretty cool. Glowy pink and little glitter flecks like those bottles. Exactly. It would be dope. There we go. And then, let's see, I remember there was a story of a person drinking so much Gatorade it made their veins more visible. Wait, for real? Holy crap. Let me go right here. There we go. There we go. It's all broken. I never got it to fix again. But yeah, I didn't know Gatorade affected your veins like that. I know for like a while, whatchamacallit, will it come back? I'm trying to mess with it. Let's see. Let me recopy and paste this. I don't think it'll work, but if it does, that'll be neat. Paste. Whoops. What? Oh my god. Control C. Control V. There we go. Nope, it's gone. Chat's gone. Okay. There we go. That's fine. Let's see. I just sent one? Ah, okay, give me 1 second. Let me go back real quick. They didn't drink water, only Gatorade. Oh. Oh yeah, that's probably not good. My question is, like, what specifically happened? Did the veins get bigger, or did they just get more colorful and stuff? And if so, why did they get more colorful? Oh my gosh, what's your funniest park experience? So one time, right? I'm not very athletic. Let me just preface the story and say I'm not very athletic. But one time we went to like this indoor park thingy, and there was an obstacle course, and it was kind of like a American Ninja Warrior or whatever. I think that's what it's called. Those like obstacle course races things. And me and my brother thought it would be a great idea for us to race across it, right? So we went and we did it, and we were trying to beat each other's score, and we'd never done it before. We'd never done that one or any obstacle course. And so I went, and the first part was like running, and then you hopped on these like little like bumps or whatever, so that it was like that part where you hop over the water. And it wasn't like over the water, it was an indoor thing, so they didn't have water underneath it. It was just like, you know, don't fall off of these things. And so like that first thing where they jump across the like tilted platforms, it was kind of like that. So, you know, you hopped across, and then you like climb this thing, and then you got onto these like cheese, like what is it, Swiss cheddar or Swiss cheese looking things where it had a bunch of holes, and you were supposed to like kind of like monkey climb across it, because there was like multiple tiles of them. There's like a good 6, I want to say. So you were supposed to like grab onto one and then move to the other and then move to the other. And so I was doing that, and I kind of like unknowingly started climbing up them while I was moving through them. And so by the 6th one, I, you know, at that point muscle memory and reached out for the next one, and I completely missed. and I put all my weight there, so I fell forward. And I don't know how I ended up on my back, but I landed on my back, and it was like a decent fall. It was like maybe a good 3 to 4 foot fall, I want to say. Like it wasn't too tall, but it was a decent fall, and I landed on my back, and I just like winded myself. And I was just like gasping for air. And I remember like the attendant at that like little thing, he was like a teenager, so he came running over and he was like, "Are you okay?" And like I get embarrassed whenever I get hurt, so I was just like yeah, I'm okay, just give me a second, I gotta catch my breath. And I just stayed on the floor like gasping for air for like another good 2 minutes, and then I went. I just left. I didn't do it again because that was super embarrassing. I promise this last one. No worries, no worries. Yeah, Ninja Warriors was so good. I'm not usually that into watching sports, but it was cool seeing regular people be allowed to enter, and they would be so proud even if they got a little ways in. Exactly. There was some where they would have like stories and they're like, yeah, I've been training for like a year, and then they would make it like decently far. And some of them like they would just like fail immediately, and it was like a little funny, but some of them it was just like you could tell they're like, how do I get across it? I don't know how to get across it, so let me like think a little bit. And so they had to like be methodical, but also like very quick paced. It was really cool. But yeah, I like those too. I like watching those too. I remember we used to go to my aunt's house a lot, and they would always have the channel on, and I like started memorizing the time around when it would like come on, and I would start watching it, and it's a good show. It's really fun for me. But oh yeah. Let's see. One time fell from a obstacle course. It was like a 3-foot fall. I didn't get hurt, but I was very embarrassed. I still laugh about it with my brother to this day. Yeah, we like joking about it every now and then, because like he also did not about it. Emu, my brother. Let's see. With my brother. There we go. Because he also, like, we were relatively young around the time whenever we did that. And so, whenever he went across, there was this, like, one part. Because I think he got, like, just a little bit further than me. He didn't fall at that spot. And so, after that, you were supposed to, like, climb into a net. And then, like, climb across it. But because he was, like, considerably shorter than me, he couldn't really reach the net. And so, he just, like, he grabbed the bar where you're supposed to, like, heave yourself over. And then he couldn't heave himself over that, so the attendant like came over and helped just push him in. And it was just so funny watching him struggle to get in, and then the attendant like coming over and like struggling to push him in. And then he just like very haphazardly crawled across the like last bit of it, and it was so funny to watch. Oh my gosh, words cannot explain like just how because like it was so just like no talent, and I could say this for the both of us, just no talent. We will not be making any appearances on American Ninja Warrior, I think, anytime soon. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it was fun. I definitely recommend it. It's not as intimidating, just like, I don't know about competing in it, but it's a fun thing to do, I think. I like obstacle courses. I've never been able... Well, actually, I have been able to successfully complete one. But those are just like the... I was gonna say brincolin, but what are they called? The bounce houses? Those are fun. You guys could have been on the Junior Ninja Warrior. Oh man, I know, watching those too, because I was around the age whenever like I would see those. And I'd be like, oh my god, kids are doing this. Because, like, it's one thing to be younger and seeing adults doing it, and it's like, oh, well, you know, I'm not an adult, that's why I won't be able to do that. But then seeing kids your age do it, it's like, I'm just not talented. Oh my gosh, it's kind of like the MasterChef competition, but like the Junior MasterChef, where they have the kids doing it. Because, you know, I've always been like, well, cooking is an adult thing, so, like, I'll learn when I get older, you know, as a kid. And now that I'm older, you know, I don't have an excuse anymore. But then I also, you know, I was like, oh, well, I just didn't, you know, start at the right time. And I'm seeing these, like, young kids go on, and it's like they're astounding these professional chefs. And I'm just like, I have no more excuses now. Oh my gosh. But it's fun. It's fun. It's fine. Oh my gosh. Yep. Oh my gosh. But yay, I got through all the tells. I don't know how many tells that was. I didn't count. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it was like, I don't think it was 100 tells, but maybe it was 100 tells and like I just didn't count. And that's the thing that's been messing me up. I shouldn't count anymore. I should just believe that it's 100. Oh my gosh. But yeah. I'm trying to like think, what do I do? What do I do now? I kind of want to go watch Ninja work, but I need to get ready. And I need to clean. I have so much to do. And I want to go eat. And I want to take a nap. Oh my gosh, so much to do, so little time. What's y'all's go-to activity? Because, like, I don't have a go-to activity. I just like whatever I'm in the mood for. Because sometimes I'm in the mood to draw. Sometimes I'm in the mood to assemble Lego. Sometimes I'm in the mood to take a nap. But it's all depending on, like, what I'm in the mood for. And I don't know, there's never anything consistent. I prefer watching Wipeout. Yeah, that one's funny too. That one's like, I think that one's like harder because they're like intentionally trying to push you off, because Wipeout, it's like, it has things designed to where it'll push you off. Meanwhile, American Ninja Warrior, it's obstacles where it's just like, you just gotta know how to grab on correctly and stay on, you know? Let's see. Go-to mood is nap or games. Yeah, on like a comfortable day, nice sunny day, a good old nap, watching anime or listening to podcasts with my friends, I think, or just chilling and listening to them playing games and things, or helping. All go to things to do, I think. Yeah. I remember one time I was giving a ride to a friend, and I like watching the podcast Distractable, right, which is hosted by Markiplier and some of his friends. Highly recommend it. There's a lot of like funny moments on there. But at one point they were talking about like, I think, unsolved murders and stuff, and they were talking about like these eyewitness accounts or whatever that were all like really goofy. And then like all of a sudden the friend who had been driving, they like said something because they were like repeating what they had just said on the podcast, and it was something like so out of context, and I was like, well, it's because I'm listening to this, and it totally makes sense, I promise. Oh my gosh, watching VTuber and playing games they play. There's also anime and manga. I felt that. Yeah, watching content creators play games, it's like a good way to get introduced to a lot of games. And then nothing beats a good old anime or manga. I like anime, but only if I can, like, if I don't have anything else to do at the time, then that's whenever I'll do anime, because then, like, I gotta read the subtitles too, so I can't be, like editing a video, because then I gotta focus on what they're saying. Playing games while listening to music is a good thing to do. Not much when bored with a single game. I felt that. Yeah, certain games have, like, a lifetime, and it's just, like... Once you get bored of playing that game, you gotta find a new game to play. Right now, my big game that I've been, like, going to a lot is Mario Kart, because it's just, like, I don't know. It's a competitive game that I don't need people to where I can still be competitive, because just, like, learning to beat the bots is, like, it's a win in and of itself, because, like, some of those bots, they're way too strong. Way too strong. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I'm out of water. I'm so sad. I was gonna reach for my water again, but there's no water. Just like the smallest drop. Had to aim it to where it got to the back of my throat. Oh my gosh. Greetings, Paprika. Hope you're well today. Yo, welcome in, Winham Schlaf. How are you doing? Hope your day's been going well, and if not, I hope it gets better. There are 6 minutes remaining of the stream. But yeah, I answered various many questions. We've all learned that what have we all learned? I think that's important. On my days off, usually anime, YouTube, or movies here. Recently playing Roblox with my nephew. Roblox isn't my kind of game, but my nephew is obsessed with it right now. I felt that. My brother was like that too. going good, mate? That's good, that's good. That's good to hear. Hopefully all things continue well. Yeah. Ugh, my back is killing me. I woke up with like such a sore back. But I'm sure it'll be fine, right? Oh my gosh. I learned that I can now say my favorite car brand is a Dodge. I don't know if I'm really qualified in saying that, but I know that's what I prefer. The only ones I'm playing nowadays is Stardew Valley and now Blasphemous 2. Ah, you are into cybersec, right? You might like Darknet Diaries podcast? Ah, I'm gonna have to check that out. And yeah, I have a little bit into cybersecurity. Ah, you can see my cursor a little bit, or at least which ones I hover over, but excuse me while I just take this and note that down right here. There we go. There we go, gonna save that for later. No, I love me a good podcast, because like, sometimes whenever I'm driving, I don't like just listening to music, because like music I like, you know, kind of move into and stuff, and I can't do that when I'm driving, because then I'm like scared, like what if I bump the steering wheel or something? It'll be scary, and there's way too many consequences to deal with messing up on the road. So like a good podcast keeps me like nice and still, because it's like engaging my brain to where I'm imagining everything. Even though I should be like maybe a little more focused on the road. Don't get distracted while driving, guys. Very, very dangerous. It's a canon event. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I can't even argue with it. That's my canon event. I just podcast on the road. There we go. I'm gonna sit up a little bit. My legs are all sore. There we go. But yeah, there's like so much things to deal with later today. There was a concert that I was trying to get tickets to, and I think it might be sold out, and I'm so upset if it is, because man, I've been waiting for that concert forever. And so I gotta look into getting tickets and stuff. But it'll be fine, right? It'll be fine, right? Oh man, I hope I don't have to miss out on this concert. Cause like, I can't even tell if it was cause like a lot of people wanted to go, or if it was because people knew that a lot of people wanted to go, and so they started like, you know, buying it, and it's just scalpers. Oh my gosh, 6 minutes, no, I need more. But I finally made it to a whole stream. Yo, Pog, I'm glad. But yeah. Around 3 hours where my voice finally starts to give out. Not really give out. I don't struggle much with my voice. It's just like, especially without water, if I were to go longer, which I can't today because I need to get stuff done in order to prepare for tomorrow, but usually if I were to go longer, I definitely need a big old supply of water, because yeah, vocal cords, it's very, very fragile. Thanks for the great stream. Hope you can go to the concert. I appreciate that. Thank you, and I hope so too, because me and my friend, like, literally we were supposed to go years ago, but then it got canceled. And so we've been waiting, because it's not just like a regular concert. It's can I say that? Yeah, I think as long as I don't include the dates, it should be fine. But the Hatsune Miku concert, the Miku Expo, I've never been to one, but I've watched like more than a couple YouTube videos about like previous ones that have been held in different areas and stuff. And so like I've been looking so much forward to it. Like year after year I was checking ever since 2020 and being like, you know, when are they gonna come back? When are they gonna come back? And then they finally did. And I was like, let's go. And so we were like, yeah, we're gonna go. And now it's just like, just a matter of waiting and seeing if we can get tickets. Thanks for the wonderful stream as always, Pep. Thank you, fellas. Yeah, fellas. I think I'm just gonna start saying fellas. It'll trick my brain into pronouncing it right. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate all of y'all being here and listening just to me ramble about my opinions and stuff. Yeah. Like Vocaloid stuff, I wonder if you would like Millie. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Vocaloid. Pinocchio P, Wawaka, what's it called? Powa Powa P, like, you know, just great music all around. Eve, like, it is just amazing. Good luck with everything, Paprika. Thank you, Niru. Millie isn't a Vocaloid, it's just adjacent. Is it like a Utaute, I think is what it's called? Because it's either like Teto, to where they're not really a Vocaloid. They're like another software, I think through, I don't remember, but it's another software. Or it's like the people who sing Vocaloid related songs, like Eve. technically, like, or not technically, he's not a Vocaloid, he's not the other software, he's just a person who sings like songs like that. Waterpurka is gonna have a whole barrel of water in her room. One day I'm just gonna have like a jug of water. Gonna have a water dispenser in here. To be honest, I think you're thinking too much of how to pronounce it. It's just let it flow, you're doing fine. Oh, okay, bet. Yeah, fellas. Yeah. Hi, Antonio. Alright, with that, it is 4 p.m, so I am on my way out. I gotta go drive across town. So I will see y'all tomorrow for the part 2 of the crane stream. And so yeah, I hope y'all enjoy it. It'll be fun, I think. And so yeah, with that, drink your milk, eat your vegetables, don't talk to strangers, or at least try and use your best judgment, and I will see y'all all tomorrow. Be safe, y'all. Okay, and then, oh, you can see my... Oh, you can actually see. I like never actually saw the little cursor. Alright, bye y'all. Be safe. They got a lot of episodes too. They have really interesting story in their albums, which tell a little sad but also pretty. Oh, I'm definitely gonna have to check it out then. Alright, bye y'all. Bye! And then I gotta find the right scene. There it goes. I like missed out on it last time. Oh, they don't have the chat there. And the cranes continue. Yeah. I'm gonna get around to it then. Oh my gosh. And you'll see. I think I'll get decently far tomorrow. Alright, bye! Right there.